Welcome to Town Hall. Hey, tonight, exciting, you know, very, very. All right, so hear this. We have a great lineup tonight, you know. We have a great lineup tonight because I know I'm still in shock for what going on at St. Thomas. And we want the police them, you know, to start being like police and stop the foolishness. I'm telling you, me, a report, I say a report. I have to stop them. You know, when I lock on things, I lock on it. And this is evilness. You can't kill 3 youth and then, you know, you use the thing where the people them love here when you come to ask the terrorists and criminals, just a criminal, and them a try blocking our place and you know it's a lie. When you know it's a call youth and trap them and wrap them and kill them. Wrap them too, you know, them wrap them. Learn them, then wrap them and kill them. And then I try to push it where and may look police and own attack to separate thing. And oh, nobody not pick it up. It's bad. And then we see fix baby, he might leave. He might leave. And them are give him some flowers. I don't know who are giving flowers. Who are giving flowers? Some people are giving flowers, them not worthy. To even give them not have no moral, no standard to give nobody flowers. Like the DPP and the deputy DPP and them. Flowers fix baby. Fix. We are going to fix that. And then I'm going to do some look more. Let's see the Prime Minister with a bang. By a bang. Let me tell you, stop the PR. I'm going to show that too. I'm going to show that. So I'm going to start the show right now. I'm going to start the show. Good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to Town Hall. Start the show. Yes, man. Start the show, Lone Son. Good evening. Good night, good morning, good afternoon, worldwide. Yeah, man, this is Town Hall.
Chat them a chat, them a chat, them a chat. None of them a chat, them a bad like the cat. Chat them a chat, them a chat, them a chat. None of them a chat, them a bad like the cat. Chat them a chat, them a chat, them a chat. None of them a chat, them a bad like the cat. Chat them a chat, them a chat, them a chat. None of them a chat, them a bad like the cat. When I'm at this sub-June cat, I love your kick and tuna box. Once you can't left it on 2 block. I know when the boy can't take for props. Tell me somebody send a smooth a box. Them little lunatic I send the tax. We don't have time to waste, we have things to pop. We tell them look one of this June cat. Chat them a chat, them a chat, them a chat. None of them a chat, them a bad like the cat. Chat them a chat, them a chat, them a chat. None of them a chat, them a bad like the cat. Chat them a chat, them a chat, them a chat. None of them a chat, them a bad like the cat. Chat them a chat, them a chat, them a chat. None of them a chat, them a bad like the cat. Chat them a chat, I wonder who them a chat to. Them no bad like them and them from Rockfort and back to. If them raise up them voice, you know say fists a go knock to. Lump and build the rhythm, feel the word them come rock to.
Yes, man, go up. You know, last week, I should have taken Maria. But I should have tell you, know, because I remember last week, Maria tried again, and she had a little problem. Maria, we should have tell your sister, we should have you should have log on before we go live. But try from early, make sure if everything fixed. And remember, tomorrow, people, today, when I say happy Sunday, today, are the great man Earth Strong, you know. Happy Earth Strong, Daddy Dawn. We're since I am here. Yeah, man. Love you 100%. I'm Earth the creator, you know. Yeah, man. The man, they inspire me, you know. Yeah, man. Daddy Dawn. Great man. Yeah, man. You have great people who are up on the earth, you know. Yeah, man. Female Strong today, you know. The 18th. Yeah, man. Salute, you know. My salute. My respect, my everything, you know. I'm a rock, you know. Yeah, man. Oh, man, I'm a rock, man. Daddy Dawn, I'm a rock, so, you know. Yes. You know what to say already. Yeah, them things that just kick you back and make you think back where you from down this, you know. All right. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, New York and Toronto time, 7 Jamaican time. We're going to have a special guest here. And Arthur, only can't mix this. See, we have a special guest here. Arthur. You know what? Senator Gabriela Morris. So we have an attack. Senator, yes. I think it's a PNP senator, right? Yes. Tomorrow, yes. 8 o'clock. 8. Uno can't miss that. See? Attack. Yeah, man. I want the bright future, you know. Yes. Yeah, man. So, you know, we have to talk to her tomorrow. 8 o'clock. That's 7 Jamaican time. 8. You know, Toronto time, New York time. So I can't afford for me start, you know. Yeah? Can't afford for me start. Maria, log on that we know saying we're not talk to you over the phone today, man. So log on from early. Right? Man soon come in, you know. So before the log on, I say something with some come back in on them details, you know. But I'll cut it. Yes, Maria. Aye, don't move. Up. Oh, you mean, sister? Yeah.
I am here, my brother. What's going on? Blessed evening to you
Yeah.
and the family, and to everybody in the chat. A blessed Sunday evening. And we are here again to keep the fire burning and hold
Oh, yeah.
government accountable. That's what we're here for, you know. We're here, and we're not for the fringe elements or anything like that. We're here to do the work of social justice and to continue to help build Wayne, because, like we have said, Wayne has been in the trenches from JBC days. Those of us who remember JBC, so he has been there from JBC days, and JBC has been defunct for over 30 years. So let's roll.
Long time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm back
Yeah.
there. I'm back to them all with them saying to me, I head on like a bad bull, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they deter me, you know. Not care what them do. That's just me. And to them, Maria.
We have to keep blinders on, you know, because there's too much is going on in Jamaica for us to be sidelined, sidetracked, and not really pay attention. When, since the, up to August, I think either 16th or 19th, 106 Jamaicans died at the hands of police. Let that sink in. It is not a joke. And we have a government, you have a prime minister talking about meet your maker or judge. You know, listen, man, too many things going on. So we have to, you know, we have to get in gear.
All right, sister.
Yeah.
Hey, before me even start, man, I tell you something with some police, so them are angry people, them are going to tell them stop it. And then I want to go back in the center mass tree with them kill. Because let me tell you this, Maria, me I report that tomorrow. Me I tell it to the government, me I carry it to the media. Yes? And me I carry it to Amnesty International and other thing the group where me have to deal with them. Me I deal with them. Me personally deal with them. Phillips, me I deal with him. SSP Phillips. Because him and the owner Maria, them one of them talk to RJ News. And it's a completely different thing. Him say him come then the police and shot fire and everything. Now me say a youth make some comment and say the owner never have no gun. But the police say him shoot the man. And then them carry, but them rob the youth them, you know. That youth them carry something then him, cause in the day they say must set up something, you know. And me I tell you say them rob them youth there and assassinate them. Yeah. Whether them in them drugs deal or something, but them rob the youth them and them assassinate them and say them set up. You ever hear people go, remember, you ever hear people leave from West Kingston, because them say West Kingston, and not go fully armed and go with machete, or you chop off a grill? It makes sense to you.
But if they
yes.
yes, if the criminals, quote unquote criminals, have a machete and they have a weapon, who has more firepower?
Yes, but hear this. When I play it, I hear the mix up. Because them say them go for a rob liquor store. You leave from town where all the liquor store them, they were even them buy from.
Exactly.
Rob a liquor store with a machete, I have a machete. Which criminal walk with them a rob liquor store?
Makes no sense.
Eh? The man them too lie. Right. So I go start from the Prime Minister with a bang. Remember him attack, the Prime Minister attack Curry them the other day, him and him minions and everything. And now him try going to the people them say with them at them come with PR stuff. Remember that everything where you come with honest, stop your PR and your foolishness. You know that you say them not have no sovereignty and everything, but you gonna buy one or buy a thing and you want to put up. Look on this. Look on this, people. Look at Maria.
So how much for one of these?
So I'm tell about from back in the days when the maroon them have to use the cover and make a bang and him did well one to put up and thing. Not like that. You ask Chief Curry for one. You don't one. But you want to take the land and do all kind of things. No, a politics time, so I'm do PR. We not allow you to do no PR on us. Anything will appear, I rub it out.
But you see, carpet lady is right beside him, so you know that it cannot be real.
But him himself not real, and the carpet make it worse. You understand? See that's when play.
You know, these items you don't really put. I really wanted it for my collection.
And then put up, it's when put up, look, let me tell you something here. Look when put up. He put up the government stamp there, so, and Jamaica.
For my collection.
Because you not support and do something, see, put it up there. Everything when do a PR, you know when put up. Remember, I'm against the maroon, you know. This
Exactly.
man, I want to take away. See, does lock down the place that they and take away the lumber and do all kind of little things. See?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, no, stop renting there. And do all kind of things. It's hypocritical. But this is when they want, you know, make people feel some care about them and everything.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah. This appear.
But by now, but when by now the people should know that Andrew don't care anything about them. Just go back and listen to what he said when he was in opposition and what he's doing now that he's in government. Go back and look at what he said when he called the election in 2020 in the height of a pandemic. They were allowed to go mask free and all of that. And what did he do when after he won the election? They had to pay if they didn't wear masks. They was charged $200,000. So this is a premise that all he does is PR. He talk about the young people. What did he say? All you little boys. And I'm thinking to myself, what kind of leader speak to your young people in that sort of fashion? Not taking into consideration the environment that many of these young people are living in right now. Has he done anything to change their circumstances that they can have a better future? No. So if they're graduating from basic school, primary school, high school, and can't read and write, they're going to gravitate towards gangs. So you cannot come and talk about, you little boy. So this is a premise that traffics in PR. Everything is PR for him. And then he goes to a high school and he say, "Oh yeah, I'm your humble servant." And then he was at the United University, and he was like, "You don't have any more moral authority than me." And I'm like, so he says he's a chameleon. He blends into he blends into the situation. So he goes into the maroon community, and he's going to pretend to like them. If he goes into the high school, he's going to pretend to like them. But he doesn't really care. All you have to do is look at all the things that have been happening in Jamaica to know that this is a premise that doesn't care. School reopens in about 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What is the state of this education system right now? Is it ready for the students?
No.
This barrel hit. How many people have received electricity? How many people have gotten the assistance that they need to rebuild? So this is a premise that has been trafficking in PR for a long time. And then if you know what? If at this time Jamaicans don't wake up and realize that he doesn't care, nothing we say will make him will change them. Wayne, nothing we say. They have to really look at it for themselves. Look at it. When does he walk through water barefoot without shoes? When he's looking at vote. When he get the vote, what does he do? He put on him shoes and him socks. When does he wear clocks? When he wants their vote.
Yes.
And these are not things that this man, he knows better than that. But he knows that he's playing to the least common denominator.
Mm.
And so he traffics in these kinds of things, hoping that the people just buy into it and believe that, oh yeah, the prime minister is one of us. No, he's not one of you. He may have come from your community, but he left that community a long, many moons ago. And if you look at the things that he is doing, you realize that he's not of your community. He doesn't care about you. So you have to start looking elsewhere and looking for people and looking toward people who have your best interest at heart. You look at the constitutional reform commission report, and you see that he doesn't care about the people, because all is in there is how they can protect themselves and at the expense of the rights of the people. So he doesn't care. Everything about this man is just public relations. And it's a public relations nightmare because it always backfires.
Mm. You know what police tell me yesterday? I remember me everywhere. My eagle are flying over people. It's a eagle around me. And when it flies, dangerous. Because I got so much thing it's unbelievable. Last night, I not sleep. But I talked on the file I'm 4:52, I think. They on my phone. Yes, something that's up. I him talk to last. No, I talk to one before that, 4, and then I talk to one like to 6 or something. I have it on my phone, right? I talk to some other people, I talk to some police and thing where them pets go, right? With the youth them and everything, right? Let me tell you this, Jamaica run bad. But Prime Minister say about the youth them, but you say Maria, about the youth them, but either them face the court or some people are telling me again, I put police tell me today again.
Yes, face a judge or your maker. I mean,
A Prime
no,
Minister.
I understand the situation in Clarendon is beyond the pale. It's dastardly. It's beyond human comprehension. That's not something that happens in Jamaica. But it's a high crime country, and when he says meet your maker or you a judge, you meet a judge or your maker. I mean, it baffles the mind that a leader could say that. Has he put in place legislation to address the circumstances that many of these young people live in on a daily basis, both male and female, boy and girl? Does he understand that many of them right now, apart from going to bed hungry, they are in abusive homes, physical, emotional, sexual, spiritual, all kind of abuse? What has he put in place to address those kinds of situations to prevent these young people from gravitating towards all kinds of gang activity and criminal behavior? And then again, one has to ask the question, what are the circumstances surrounding this, mayhem in Clarendon? What happened? How did this happen? Because from what I'm reading, I'm yet to see any concrete anything that's you as to a motive. What was the motive behind all of this? Because remember, it happened on the heels of the Havendale drug bust.
Yeah.
It happened after that.
Mm-hmm.
So it begs the question: what was the motive? It makes no sense. And then they said they arrested some people. Did they really arrest the right people, or did they just arrest somebody to make it seem as if they're doing something?
Let me ask
See,
you.
those are questions we need to ask.
Let me ask a question. Let me ask another question. So, if you the husband store the near territory lane, right? The near down there. You die in a big killing like that, a massacre, and then sit down. I know the police are come and them kind of thing. I sit down and make police come kill you. No way. The people them couldn't identify who come out of the car. But them gonna kill a man and say him, which police call me and say, listen, it's a foolishness, Police up there. Them call me and talk to me. And them be no such foolishness. Then them want to next shoot and say this and let them know it's who, I will tell them know who. But this is how them play all the time. See them just kill a girl, yesterday, them just kill a vendor. Yesterday, them have, that me tell you, say, them can't even stop certain things. When you come and say, when state of emergency and people static, you there, yeah, police in your bedroom, I watch the door, man, they shoot it through your window. I mean, your window too. Eh? You there, yeah. Because she want a fair place, a man go kill her. Eh? And when I say them kill her. Eh? That's the place all with static and the organized make a sense. And you can't tell every ghetto people in a criminal. And then who say them tell police and soldier too? Why when I abuse the power? Because for them, remember, the police and the soldier come from the ghetto same way. And from the rural. No big boy picking a turn police. Them they rob up the place and I say coke. Yeah? We talk about the coke and then we say crab. The green I run out, now have no shame, them run out. And I talk about coke and gun. But I talk about 10 pounds of coke. We are talking about 5,000 pounds. 5,000 and like when them catch up the top. 3,000 pounds. Yeah? Like 1.5 ton, 2.5 ton of coke. What value over 12 billion or 9 billion or 4 billion. Them kind of coke. Them talk about, here crab him now, National Security Minister. And we and drugs. Man have the moral authority to talk about drugs for them. So I'm not the paper that talk about drugs and guns. It's a little baby thing, Through them here we are born them. And them drugs that we are talking, they really big drugs. Them they just a little pinch off of where we are talking about them and them friend. Now that we are talking about Maria.
You know what? You know it is. You know, and I wonder though if the Prime Minister realizes that some of the things he says and does really have no meaning. And I want us to go, you know, later to talk about what he said about when the opposition leader said he would wants to be a part of the crime solving process and what he said. Yes, but you're asking, um, the Havendale drug bust. Has there been a press conference to talk about the 5 people they say were arrested?
No.
Don't say about drug bust. They say it is the largest drug bust in the
Mm,
country's history,
mm,
and we don't see a press conference. I don't have to see the Prime Minister come out and say something, but since he's the minister of everything, then he should come out and say something. But even from the Commissioner of Police, the Minister of National Security, the Minister of State in the Ministry of National Security, and what have they said about this drug bust? Where did it happen? Havendale. Whose constituency? Minister Clark. No, that is not a ghetto garrison zinc up fence constituency. So
mm,
people have questions. So why are they treated different from the people in Clarendon?
mm,
Now I understand that the situation in Clarendon is far worse in terms of the mayhem and the fatalities and all of that's involved. And of course, they're supposed to come out and give a press conference and speak to the issues and how it's being dealt with. But we also want to see the same thing for the court.
mm,
Nothing. We also want to see the same thing for the plane that land and the ship that dock and nobody knows anything about it. Those are crimes that affect the people. Those are crimes that affect the country. Those are crimes that contribute to Jamaica being listed as one of the the most violent countries in the world.
mm,
You understand me? So those things contributed. But when you have a situation where crime committed uptown is treated with hands and gloves than the crime that is treated the crime that criminals in Clarendon or anywhere below halfway tree. It's a different treatment altogether. They get a different investigation. Why is it not across the board? If you're going to call the names of other people who commit criminal acts, why not call those uptown? Because when people know who these people are, they understand why the country is the way it is. Because no little boy downtown that went bringing 5,000 pounds of coke. They're not. So why can't we see and hear who are the persons that you arrested? Why are they being treated like sacred cows? That's how they're being treated. No, you can't speak about these people. Could it be that if they call their names, many of the persons in the hierarchy of the government or the hierarchy of the PSOJ or the hierarchy of the JCF or the hierarchy of the JDF or any other part of the Jamaican society will get caught up in it? Could that be the case why their names are being withheld? Because it makes no sense that their names aren't being called. So you have to have one policy across the board when anyone is being arrested or for anything at all. If you release the name of one person, you have to release the name of other people. It cannot be that their names are withheld, but other people are getting it. Why are they getting special treatment? Because it is special treatment that they're getting.
mm, mm. But for me tell you, say, police told me yesterday, say them get let go. Him say yes, because remember you have police nearer to the system and them guide the name, them not release the name, them not charge them. And this man a come out and him not say no, it's wrong. Fix Bailey, you're wrong. And them a get accolades. Me no know for what.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
be a political puppet. I'm going because when them time, remember them not have no moral ground to talk, you know. And talk about you and about you know, you're a man for the country. And that is crap. But look for yourself, brother. And by the way, your name I call up with the man. You see the man that take over CTAC, your name I call up on certain things with him. Let me tell you, not my word. For him name, the one that take it over now when him, let me tell you what him name. Him have the name like Margaret. What Margaret name again? When I'm going
Brooks.
to name Brooks. In name Brooks.
Hmm.
So him, your name I call up with certain things. You and Brooks name I call like twin. Not my word. That I come from police within the around there. What Brooks I do for you and him. So you and Brooks neck and neck I do the thing then. You understand? Okay. So let me just tell you. Not my word.
But Wayne, before you move on, before you even go to that, there's a case that I still don't understand how it is that he can be in charge of that department and he's still there, given that case, that just that one case, Patrick Bailey.
Mm.
Patrick Bailey, he and another person in his house. The other person is deceased and he is not considered a person of interest.
Yes, according to him. Yes.
Make that make some sense. Make that make some sense. Why was he not considered? You know, and wasn't it ACP Bailey who was part of this investigation?
Yes.
The same ACP Bailey that everybody is singing his praise.
Yes.
Why was Patrick Bailey not charged? Why was he not considered a person of interest? You cannot be singing the accolades, giving this man flowers when he doesn't deserve any flowers. He does not.
Yes.
Because when you look at the crime statistics under his watch, it is nothing to write home about.
True.
He's part of it. He's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear that he's part of this response for this. No, he's a part of the team. He's part of the hierarchy of the JCF.
Mm-hmm.
So there must be something some contribution that he can make to the conversation to force government to bring about legislation that can address the problems of crime and violence in the country by looking at what the community policing, what the community can do to change the trajectory of the lives of young people. But he doesn't, I'm sorry, but he doesn't have the moral ground on which to stand to say anything to anybody. Because he, in my opinion, has not lived up to what his responsibilities are. Why has Patrick Bailey not been charged?
That's it.
How can you say the man is not, he's not considered a person of interest? And then a doctor is not. How can you call a doctor? What are you calling a doctor for? If he needed medical attention, he should have been taken to the doctor on the police guard. And when the situation is sorted out, he's placed under arrest. But why has he not? And the case has been lagging in the courts. Why? Because they're running out the clock? It's a shame. It's a mighty shame. And yet they have strength for poor people's children. Everybody needs to be concerned about the state of affairs of criminal justice in Jamaica. It is a concern of everybody because you see the gruesome acts of crime in front of your face and only a few get charged while others are ignored, get a slap on the wrist. Cannot continue.
I can't read something. I have to cover up my things. I can't make see so much thing, you know. And I go down too much. Okay, you can't see this.
Commissioner of Police to be replaced by the man from camp to his cabinet. What? Oh, hold on. Don't move it. Remember his name. Okay, come off. Remember his name. Okay, then same name give instruction Keith Clark killing. He will be the next commissioner. Wow. He's seeking much of the wow.
So get that too, and that intercepted from Thursday. Yes. You understand? So that we are turning from Thursday. So you know, when the eagle fly, we know. Come the right side of them, you know. So we them one place, replace the one where them just put in.
That's Ambassador Plenipotentiary. Ambassador.
Yes. Not another one, the next one where they round it with them. So they want to replace the one and now they Google to. Because I'm not ready. And by the way, we want to go into that case here. But let me show you something when we see the police them do. I'm going to talk to you now. Remember when they come from Ghetto too. But look on a couple of the things when they do. Let me show you one of them. Look on a one here with the police here. First, never see that one I do. I want to new to me. Look on a one.
Boom, buckler! You catch him? Yeah, I mean, man. We see you.
And what has this?
Boom, buckler! You catch him? Yeah, I mean, man.
Oh my goodness.
Look. toxic. No, I say you deal with the citizens of the country.
Yes, you know something?
Yes.
When the buck stops with the Prime Minister,
I mean,
the buck stops at the Prime Minister.
you know, me understand your sister.
This is what he expects. This is how he expects them to treat them. Because when I look and I see the police walking around with those, are those AR-15s or M16s or whatever the right? And I'm thinking to myself, who patrols with those kinds of guns? You're not in a war zone. You're not in a war zone. But it's like they're patrolling as if they're in a war zone, so they have to be ready at any time. I'm not saying there are not situations where police are shoot, but especially in garrison communities. But this is how they patrol on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
So what he has turned into a military state.
Yes. But say anger people drive them like them foot lick them up. Boom.
Yes.
Like in Congo. So
Yeah.
One, I mean, come on now. If him sick or
It's
something,
sad.
I mean, so I don't know why that. But the next youth, I was saying something in my video. But go show that one you too. Because I show them the complete part of the performance.
Don't Jack.
Hey, relax yourself, brother. Relax yourself.
What's up?
Relax yourself. Please don't talk.
Put
Put on them panic charge. Hey, let me deal with it. Yo, face the vehicle and don't move.
Father.
Face the vehicle and don't move.
Father,
See this and don't move.
Brother,
And last time I tell you, comply, sir. Comply
no,
with the
more
police.
my phone to stay.
Your
My
phone.
phone to stay upon my bossy.
You can't see your phone.
No, more my phone.
Comply. Keep
Me know this
yourself
man,
ready. Comply.
Brother.
Comply with the police, please.
Brother, I'm not son of these people, brother.
Open your foot them.
Your responsibility to comply.
No, I'm responsible for
Suspect
safety.
you have
Me tell you to take the
firearm.
gun off for me.
We have information
So
to
what?
a car and travel with firearms.
Liar, tell.
Yeah, what I'm saying? But why you hear that car now? Him have information so the car have firearm. But him not have the plate number and I tell you just the car but no plate number. But another you car, rental. Hear this.
That's what I always say.
Alright.
Lie.
That's what we have.
Firearm, give me all the rights to
Brother,
search.
yeah.
Firearm act.
Stay away them on our face vehicle. You know?
The firearm give me all the right to search the firearm act. So this summer stop and I tell you now you have information to firearm. This wrong. Get up paper man and drive. Him outside that video, because he want him safety. If him not move, but me I know something with him.
It is sad.
Yes, to go on.
It is sad.
Jamaica. Andrew do this. Look here.
If it's the Prime Minister.
Operate on the firearm.
Keep
Here.
yourself
Brother.
quiet.
Sorry, you know, you say keep yourself quiet.
Man, I'm a violate my rights, you.
Get the man up and keep yourself quiet. Do not talk to people who must can't talk. Backside. Yeah.
On the law, give it all rights to violate your rights.
You say
If
that-
we have suspicion.
Of what?
The law give me the right to violate the rights.
No, but you know something? But you say that policeman should be fired. Because even if he did something wrong, he still cannot violate his rights.
No, I need to draw a man
He still cannot violate his rights.
Like where
So he's wrong.
Maria, like where Ron James always I said them fi have video, them have them body camera. Them no want to
Why do they not have body cameras? Why are police in Jamaica not wearing body cameras? Because given the amount of extrajudicial killings and given how corrupt many of them are, they should be wearing body cameras.
But the man them take go back to 1980s now. Them going back in the 80s. Look
Need no man.
Of
You
what?
carrying a firearm.
Me can firearm.
The person traversing in a white market we never get no
You know,
license. plate.
always I say that.
oh, somebody get something, but me never get the license plate for your driving a man. Right away they say I breach him. The person I drive a white mark said, me never get a license plate. So in it for me to a white mark, say just try and just juke him and just drive him up because I'm male in it. This wrong, you know, Maria.
Sad.
You
It is wrong.
I'm not getting a license plate. So it's not you just somebody, anybody that me could have stay and say a white market. And them take it and them just say a white market and just drive him and juke him and shoot him and do all kind of things to him. This makes sense? This a breach. Yeah.
Need no man.
Of
You
what?
carrying a firearm.
Me can firearm.
The person traversing in a white market we never get no
You know,
license. plate.
always I say that.
But hold on, he didn't get a license
No,
plate,
sir,
so that doesn't mean.
How long?
That make, it don't make no sense.
It doesn't make
What of-
it doesn't have a license plate, so how can he assume that? So any Mark X, whatever the vehicle name, any vehicle that it has that person is carrying a weapon. You see, these police need to. I wouldn't say they don't get proper training, but these are police with badge and gun. They give them the badge and the gun, and they just start to hype up themselves because that is the best option for them right now. But I blame the Prime Minister and the Minister of National Security because they are the ones who are upholding this kind of brute force and ignorance against the Jamaican people. They are, and before these people vote for Andrew Holness, they must ask him if he condones and justifies the way the police is treating the community, the people. Because I don't see him coming out and condemning their behavior. I see him justifying their behavior. Because even the criminal has rights. Why do you think they take them to court?
Because we can't.
He's innocent until proven otherwise. So you cannot treat the man as if he's guilty. They're going to prove him innocent. No, he's innocent until you prove otherwise. And that is why we have a situation where the DPP has behaved in a way that has violated other people's rights.
Yes.
And it's leave an entire family without answers.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So the police cannot be violating their rights and saying, whatever, what do you say, the firearms, something like that, give them the right. No, you still don't have the right to abuse them. It doesn't give them the right to abuse them.
Yes. Yes. But it's wrong, you know. So you just get a man.
It is wrong.
But hear this now, and not even the man care, but hear this.
Vehicle before? You check your vehicle before you get it?
No, no can't check, no do no check, boss.
When I work, I want a burst in a white Mark X we never get no
Well,
license.
always I say that.
Sir, you're a vehicle?
No, sir, rental.
How
Check
long
your
now
vehicle before? You check your vehicle before you get it?
No, no can't check, no do no check, boss.
When I work.
Yeah, them talk to you, them kind of, you check the vehicle before, you check before you get it. After you not say you have no license plate, but you ask for a check vehicle. When you do your
Right, the minute he say he doesn't, but wait, the minute he say he didn't get a license plate, he's wrong there. So how is he gonna pull over every car that fits that model? So you don't have a license plate. He doesn't have a license plate, so it makes no sense.
Anybody get that, you have to go for the license plate. So him lie, you know. I lie, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Yes, that's time I tell you. This is what them I use now. I said get the right, and you said that all gone. Yeah.
Why problem?
Me no want to talk no more.
Alright.
The man said no want to talk more, want him phone. Look what the man do with him. Hear this.
Me no want to talk no more. This I get out of hand.
Over back then.
You have the responsibility to look what we are doing.
Take up back your things.
Are you in charge of the vehicle?
Sir,
It's a
secure your
rental,
phone.
already.
Secure your phone.
You rent it, man.
Secure your phone.
Una violate my
Put it down there,
order.
so we're not done with it yet. Put it down there, so.
My phone?
Yeah, man.
Me have a right to video.
Put down your phone.
Where
there,
you get
so.
the right?
Of course, I'm safety and phone is safety.
When you say it is not a right,
If you want video, you can
Your
camera.
You can't call me like that.
Yeah, man, you might have things in your phone where we want to check out. So
You might have thing in your phone, tell legal phone and private phone. Him have video to make him think say you might have thing in your phone where we want to, but that's illegal. How about this them do? But them couldn't tell the woman what the baby neck cut. She like her phone and never forgot court and do the right thing because her ex-wife. I hear that when them want him. You see the problem in Jamaica? Yeah? You have things in your phone and want to check out. You can't just go on people's phone.
No, but you see, no, you cannot go and pick the man's phone without a warrant from the courts. So whoever those police are, I hope they got their numbers. Those police should be taken off duty immediately because they're not doing. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. They're only out there to violate the rights of Jamaicans, and they're once a policeman and twice a civilian. So they are not going to always have the badge and the gun and the uniform to protect them. So when they're out of those circumstances, how are they expected to be treated?
You saw them grab him. They would grab a big mansion in Jamaica, you know.
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't. They wouldn't.
You understand? The woman about phone and start about the baby dead. I look at some joke. them go find him, them not robber, them not do nothing, and now the same fixed lady come and talk about nothing on the phone. After them go quote too much time about it, and spend too much money, them couldn't go in our phone. She not give them
No,
it.
because and the thing is, the phone was wiped, and the only way to retrieve anything from it is through forensic analysis. Do they have the wherewithal to the equipment to the technology to do it? Because Andrew likes to talk about he has technology for this and technology for that, but it's only the technology that only applies to poor people. He doesn't have technology to find missing children and missing women. Where is Kenise Jackson and Medic and what's the other young lady's name? All these young women that are missing. Why has he not been able to find them? All these children that are missing. Why has he not been able to find them using the technology that he says he has? But he has technology for nonsense. And why are these police? But you know what is sad? So many of these cases, we see so many of these cases of police abusing Jamaicans, civilians. And I don't hear CTOC, MOCA, or whatever they want to call themselves, or the hierarchy of the JCF, coming out and denouncing these things. And I don't hear of any investigation or any officer taken off duty and, being disciplined, facing disciplinary actions for those. I don't hear any of those things. But they're allowed to go out and treat the civilian population anyhow they want. Because the Prime Minister said, meet your judge or a maker. So that's how they're treating people like everybody's a criminal. That's how the police in Jamaica are operating now. Because if you have the JDF and the JCF patrolling, you have a problem. You have a problem. Because that shouldn't be. The JDF has no business patrolling with the police because the JDF is not trained for that purpose.
Yes. You see this again from back to us. Eyes on the file. I want time to talk to this man because I have it from my phone and I find something, don't it? Come in sleep last night. I'm going to drop that case but me wait till Ratty. Him just come in with him for some training with him kids that so I'm soon log in. So me don't want to touch it when him come on. So me just show some little things to when him come on because then me had some little cases. Obviously police are draw man by him foot and fling him out of van. Then and this now, him say him have no license plate, but firearm, him no want the car and all him phone him going at it. Are you right? Him have the rights. Look on the one now. Look on the one here. Hear this.
You'll be arrested for obstructing the police. Step inside the vehicle to the certifying officer.
Why?
Check for any defects.
What defects?
Any defects.
My fitness was just renewed.
Well, that doesn't say the vehicle.
So under what grounds you take it to the vehicle?
Under the road traffic officer.
Which section?
You don't need to provide that.
Which section?
You don't need to provide it. Hey, Ratty, are you married for the rebel? Come here, about that thing, about a case and I'm married, and I'm going to leave that case now. But the police are going bad out the man. Either you comply or make we have to face you good. You're Ratty.
The brother Wagwan. Hey, Ratty, I like that shirt. It's my size,
So
make sure Ratty gun, you don't have to wash it. Just fold it and put it in one bag. And when you come next week, you just hand it to me. You hear? That's all.
Which is my come on. Listen, let me just apologize to everybody because most people don't know this, but we have 2 young sons. And we get ready for school season now and football start. And so yesterday was just a killer. I show up late for my show yesterday. In fact, I feel me yell out my son can the football thing finish and I'm supposed to meet me at a certain place and he never show up, until late. And then today I had to go seminar for one of them. I get ready for the high school and play football. So the seminar was supposed to be for 3 hours and it went way over. In fact, the guy said that a seminar and them could do it right. It could last 3 days. So it's just a lot of material. So and then at the same time now, we drop off that I want over some friend house for a pool party, and the 2 of them they're like they're like opposite ends of the state. So now we drop one right there, so run go where some people want to come back for this, and then the foot during the week, man, I tell you, during the week, if you see what me have to do for football, it's just rough. So
yes.
But
man.
All right, and
in the ways I work.
But then
in the ways I win, family first.
Right, and then we're not really stiff the whole program. Now some things will come up. Now I'm going to shout you offline.
Yes.
Brother, I make you know what I want, but some things come up where we have to deal with time sensitive matter. But no, but glad for there, man. So what go on? Talk to me.
But hear this. Let me just hear brief because I see the Prime Minister go by a wait name, I beg.
What?
I beg. He might do some PR stunt, man. They have the
thing bang like when them blow up to the Maroons.
Him buy it, him love it, him did want it long time. You know, not happy that, man. The man would say them now have the sovereignty and all kind of things. The Prime Minister made 3 lectures and think, where am I going with this? It not work. It's not working. No, me just show the police because you know the 3 when them say them killing a St. Thomas or the poor man's kind of thing. Yeah, FBI agent. FBI agent and FBI agent. Even if you retire, you still have your training and you know. I'll show you some things. I make you hear some things. All the man attack on themselves. Yeah? The man them come with 2 conflicting statement or story to the paper. One of them talk to RJR, you know. And one talk to the TV. And with the police, Philip said, I report them to Iraqi. Believe me, I report them this week. Can I report them to Amnesty International here? I go on the TV with them. I carry all the material too. Can I remember after them kill my brother and tell lies. So it me not speak last night, you know. Me don't speak. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, because it bring back some things that I really feel angry in a spirit. You can't kill people, kids, and then tell lie. Like, me don't know if them in a, because me get a rundown. So them that do something and them trap them, take their money and kill them. See? Them kill them. And them tell lie. Them put machete in one of them, but the police have said, when the businessman has said, well, in command and the police prevent him because shot fire. The police start him shoot the man in the place. You can't believe this? Me have it people make a play it out and hear it. Me can't make it up. It can't be true. It cannot. See, Mr. Youth make some text and say, listen, the businessman don't own a gun, but he shoot him though. The police say him shoot him, you know. And them have when I play it, me can't make it up, brother. So Phillips, me I report you. Because you have Interpol, when you not fly, me know them can grab on and them thing there. I report you to the government here. You have to do it. You not go on bad. You know me, you know, then just wake up some man's time, I mean, because the same thing go through, you know, brother. In 1998, you know. Me I come from Texas, down there, so me and my man go to the bank when they shoot my brother. You know. Sick brother, you know. We don't call them madman or mad people. We call them mentally ill. And then them come up with the same, jump up some lies and things and me have to counteract that with, you know, TV, this, that go through. See? And then you get that threat when you do these things. It can't work better. It have to stop, man. So hear this. Let me show you the little thing and then I'm going out ratty. Hear that stopping here. This bedroom here, him always with the police when them a break laws because I'm under study that and carry them a court and win. Them know him, you know. This is an important. Here where him gonna tell the man have a fitness and he make sure him think them right. Here when him talk to the man, them hear this.
Don't move, you'll be arrested for obstructing the police.
Step inside the vehicle.
To the certifying officer.
Why?
Check for any defects.
What defects?
Any defects.
My fitness was just renewed.
Well, that doesn't say the vehicle.
So under what grounds you gonna take it to the vehicle?
Under the road traffic officer.
Which section?
You don't need to provide that.
Which section?
You don't need to provide
Which
that.
section give?
And then I want them a police. The man said which section? You're supposed to tell him which section. You said that the road traffic act. But you don't even know which section it's under. He don't know. He does under the road traffic act, but he not act to either. Get the youth on him.
Is it the power to do that? Which section give you the power to do that?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. We're not. So after we are finished with the ticket, we want to drive in front of service vehicle to the examination depot.
Not a problem.
And then we deal with it from
You shall lose your job. We shall be battling this one.
Very well, Mr.
This is going to be the second one. You're disgusting. You're a pig. Remember me tell you that. You're a pig. This is your second encounter. You're a pig. And you have many people here. You're a pig. And I will teach you a legal lesson.
Don't point for me again, Mr. Dunn.
Fair enough.
It's an offense, yeah?
Fair enough.
And if you do it again,
I'm not threatening. I said I'll teach you up.
I'm saying it's an offense to point at me. And if
I understand the common law of common assault, but that is.
So let me find for himself. You're going to lock me up and say, you're not them just fine. No one don't make a go and bad at it.
But wait, when I Rattigan, what is the first thing you seen with that man that you see is wrong?
With him?
The phone in his hand.
Yeah, you're not supposed to have no phone in your hand. No.
You're not supposed to have any phone in his hand. So is he on the job or what is he doing?
We never
But
know
It
when
makes
he
no
look like
sense.
a police. He don't look like a police either. You know, talk about car fitness or about human fitness. He don't look like no police.
the man can, him have a fitness thing about him want to check it out for himself and carry it under the road traffic act himself which section him can. Me not have to tell you.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You have to give him a ticket, you know. The ticket that was state the specific section we might give him. So if the guy said what section, it's almost like he might try to think which section I'm have to put tonight. And as I was like, he have to go look for it. But I love to see the ticket. This is a joke, man.
No man, them are going bad enough. Them are going bad. So me have a check you.
I didn't. Anyway, I will not find anyone.
You understand or you not?
I won't find anyone again. Since you said you might be feeling threatened, read this shit ticket. Don't make one of these petty officers write it. You write it, Inspector. Let me and you go into the court, go battle it.
Yes.
Long time. Let us go battle it. Inspector, no. This is just an abuse of power.
How is it an abuse?
Come on, me not go back. Inspector Brian Woods. Inspector, you just assault me a while ago. Inspector, you just assault me a while ago.
Bother, I bring a vehicle for you to examine.
Foolish.
You have to them all have the examiner number and bring a vehicle. That mean them do business. That mean that's how they make money. Him all have the man number. Listen, you have the police work. You're not supposed to have the examiner number down there. And me I bring a vehicle for you examine it. Then you call a special man to examine your thing. That's very dangerous. And like you say, you go down to the examiner and you just go in and you ask if somebody can do it. You have special number where you call people and bring vehicle to them specially. That's not supposed to go on none at all. It's dangerous. You saw Jamaica run? You saw that run by pirates. Let me just read this and let me go into the big case. Let me show you the next thing you know. Look on the next one you know. Let me show you back that one. Look here. First, me ask you that one.
Boom, buckler!
Yeah, I mean, man.
We see you! We see you!
And what has this?
Boom, buckler!
Yeah, I mean, man.
Me I wonder what we are going. That's the police in this. Which one next one them go to that one?
Put it down yourself.
Don't jack.
Hey, relax yourself. Relax yourself.
What's up?
Turn around yourself. Please, and talk. Put your hand on the car. Hey, let me do it. Yo, face the vehicle and don't move.
Father.
Face the vehicle and don't move.
Father, I
See this and don't move.
Brother,
I last time I tell you. Comply, sir. Comply
no,
with the
more
police.
my phone to stay.
Your
More
phone.
my phone to stay upon my bossy.
You can't see your phone.
No, more my phone.
Comply. Keep yourself steady. Comply.
Brother.
Comply with the police, please.
Brother, I'm not son of these people, brother.
Open your foot them.
Your responsibility to comply.
No, I'm responsible for safety. Me tell you to take the gun off for me.
We have information
So
to
what?
a car and travel with firearm.
Liar, tell her that
Alright.
always I say.
Alright.
Lie.
That's what we have.
Firearm, give me all the rights to
Brother,
search.
yes.
Firearm up.
Stay away them on our face vehicle. You know what man say?
Yeah, man. You
Yes,
operate
son
under
of
the firearm.
Keep
Here.
yourself
Brother.
quiet.
Sorry, you know,
Una-
you have to keep yourself quiet.
Man, I'm a violate my rights, you.
Yeah, man, the law give you
Una-
all
una good-
rights to violate your rights.
You
If
say that-
we have suspicion.
Of what?
Read no, man.
Of
You
what?
carrying a firearm.
Me can firearm.
The person traversing in a white market we never get no
Una
license plate.
always I say that.
But you never get life to play. That make it even worse. Say you violate the people them right because if you have 20 markets, where you do? You stop the 20 down and draw them up and drape them and do them this. The law give you the rights. You're happy.
No, where's the reason to believe that there's a firearm in the vehicle? Because somebody tell, and we don't know who this somebody is. They could have used that. They could have used that to stop every vehicle. So somebody tell us that there's a firearm there. They might say, who tell you that? Because that is not reason to stop the vehicle. Because who's this somebody?
Somebody get a white markets, but not the license plate neither, you know. So you have many white markets in Jamaica. That means you could have come and say, you know, which car you drive a black Honda. Me get a black Honda car, so a black Honda have a firearm in it. But me not get a license plate, but you have a black Honda, so me stop you because you fit the description. You know, what am I do? You know, violate people rights like this, it's wrong.
No, you know, the training is just, well, I shouldn't say the training because maybe they get the good training, but them just resort to base instincts, you know, them just not follow the training because I can't believe them not training for them kind of things because you cannot, you can't, just because you can't stop the man and say, well, somebody said that you have a weapon in the vehicle. I mean, that might be reason for kind of like make an inquiry, but you can't take him out of the vehicle and do all them things like when I'm do that, brother. Yeah? I mean I mean we can't compile all of this, you know, and send this to Amnesty.
I'm not deal with it. Me have them. I'm not deal with
okay.
it. I'm not deal with it, man. Because when I not sleep last night. Remember show why I not sleep last night. Let me just go to this now. Come on, go to that. More never play the man first, but own the place. Because them kill them 3 youth. Them kill them. Let me go now look at something. Let me get to this. Right? Me just also now look at part of the youth them. Let me just show you this. All right. Let me just move this. Right? So me go give them a look at part of what go on here. So say to them 3 youth and I got them good, but them say them are blocking a lick up. No, I don't want to show no face. Hold on. I don't want to show no face. Hold on. Hold on. Come on, listen. All right. Let me see this. All right. Them 3 shots. You see 3 look shots them? 3 shots, right? Okay. 3 look tight up shots. One coming like the man and Nicky coming like him about a turkey clothes. Coming like a turkey, right? Instead of look one day with him time in pants like a turkey shell. And then a 2 like a maybe an octopus or something. Them 3 youth now, and them blocking a place with machine. Listen this now. Listen this and hear what the police said. Him, the businessman, talk him out of his own mouth. And then the police come talk and take this right. Hear this. Hear this. RGR, you know. It's a RGR thing this. Hear this.
I was at home. I get a call that the place is open. Based upon the time that the door would have been open, it's earlier than normal. So somebody passing by saw it, notify me, and when I come out and saw the police, and I was told that I can't go inside the building because the person or persons that was trying to break into the establishment, shot was fired, and I'm just here now trying to see what will happen based upon the report from the police.
All right, so here and clear. This is RGR news people. Okay. Remember what the police say now. Hear this now.
At St. Thomas, at Branston to be exact, we have a case of triple fatal shooting, which really started at an area they call Poor Man's Corner in St. Thomas. The information at hand is that a businessman went to his premises this morning about 4, where he observed a vehicle parked close to the business facility, pretty unusual, and so he proceeded to check out what was happening. On his approach, he was fired on by men entering that vehicle coming from his business facility. He returned fire and alerted the police. The police team was very quick on the scene. Before I get to the part as to what happened with the police and those persons, he went into the business place because he observed that the grill was torn apart. When he entered, he was attacked by a man with machete. Apparently, he was left on the inside and he had to take steps to defend himself. The police was quick on the scene, got the description and details of the vehicle, and they pursued that vehicle into the Grand Spend community. When they entered the Grand Spend community, they saw a group of men. 2 vehicles were parked along the roadway. They fired at the police. The police team took evasive action, returned fire. At the end of that shooting, 2 men were found suffering from gunshot wound. A 9mm pistol with 1 magazine and 5 live rounds was taken from that scene. Those men were rushed to the hospital where they were later pronounced dead by the...
I'm going to stop him again and play about the businessman one more time and let me talk.
Police was quick on the scene.
Well, businessman, Adria.
I was at home. I get a call that the place is open. Based upon the time that the door would have been open, is earlier than normal. So somebody passing by saw it, notify me, and when I come out and saw the police, and I was told that I can't go inside the building because the person or persons that was trying to break into the establishment, shot was fired, and I'm just here now trying to see what will happen based upon the report from the police.
So film thing, him not to the man not, you know, because him outside, him come and the police prevent him from going inside. Yeah, and him here, based on what the police are telling him shot fired, and in the same can't go in the same wait upon the police to tell him what is what. But from the police now, fit. Me I'm reporting, you know. Because we have another report. So him now so the businessman come there 4 o'clock and see them, and then he moves to the car because the car parking and little spot, you that spot and a little spot, and then open fire upon the businessman and him return the fire. But before that, no, I'm going in business place because them tear up the place, and then him see one with a machete and take evasive action and shoot that one day. But the businessman not say him, the businessman take from the police. People, this a murder, you know. This a murder. This a murder. Them, let me tell you, the businessman with police today. I mean, I tell you, businessman, let me tell you this. It's not okay where you do at St. Thomas, we know. We have the eagle. I'll be a family and think me about this. You can't hide the family. When him did him say a mad supper thing, he make them come check him. Him and the policeman, them walk one. Them a put a machete. Them turn the machete bad in the man and you know. But them shoot him. Police carry them go shoot. And the man, let me tell them turn it, but I know where I'm saying. I'm not going to repeat something, but I'm going to say something. Him say when gunshot man, you know, machete is spinning at the man. Him set on the machete wrong at the man, but then drop. You hear them after now? Him said, him no know nothing, him no after them, and him and them in nothing, you know. But the police are say him, the businessman take fire, and in there him shoot one of them in there. This is how Jamaica run. That can be true. No, you're a lawyer, you're a detective. Okay, you know, you work for the word police, I mean, as an FBI. But it sound like to you. Eh?
It sounds like everything we just described. I mean, you can't make this up. Not even in Hollywood, them can't make this. You get some screenwriters, script people, or whatever. Them can't come up with this. You have one story where the man said, him get a call, 4 o'clock in the morning, so people in a place, and him go out and him see a car parking a peculiar spot. And then him take fire from them, right? And then him take fire from them, you know, and run in and go in a film, in return fire, then go in a film business place, then man chop off him, I'm gonna attack him with a machine, and him shot the man. And that's the end of the story, and then write this up. Then the police come along and say, no, no, him said when him come, the police, they wouldn't let him in, right, that's how you're wrong. They wouldn't let him in, and them said shots fired and whatnot. The police come with that word and say, no, I him fire the shot them. Him said, and then him fire shot at the car, and then fire shot at the man who attacked him with the machine. And then now them go look for the man and find 2 vehicles run at some place, and the man and fire for them and then fire and kill him. This, you know, the police, and it also, you know, it shows that communication is a hell of a thing, you know. Because that policeman had no business standing up in front of no camera and talk about what happened. Him should have just take with himself and just say, listen, let the communications headquarters, the people at headquarters communications, you know, let them issue the statement, right? Him go and tell him, and it should have given him a little bit more time for him to talk to the businessman for make the statements then match. The statement match. But the statement then not match. The statement, look, not even Einstein can come and explain that one for people say, no, the 2 of them make sense, the 2 of them happen, the 2 of them happen. There's no way them 2 stories that can happen. No way them can happen. Is one of them happen. Is one of them happen. I mean, the man, let me just recap this. The man said get a phone call, right? You get a phone call, say, hey, something I've gone on your business place. Yeah. So you come there, and when you come, you see a car, right?
No, the man takes to the police.
Into the police, right? Into the police, and the police wouldn't let him inside it.
Yeah, because
they wouldn't let him in, and because shots fired, so they wouldn't let him in. Right. So that's another story for the man. And the man said, me get a phone call, come at the place, police won't let me in. Them say shots fired inside of the place, and that's it. Then the police say, no, man show up, shot fire off of him fire back shot, him going to the business place, man attack. The brother is a superhero, man.
Yeah, man.
He's a superhero.
So, and then hold on, look at him say, and him, if you listen to him say, then pop off the grill. Let me tell Phillips, let me show him the grill. See the lock on the side over here, so today, the right hand side, see the lock there, it not pop off. See the grill there? See the one lock in the middle there? You know the
time found that when the picture that get taken.
Yeah, me take the picture out of the video. See? Okay. So me have the live video, so me can just scream it. So no lock no pop off. The video where them a show, no lock no pop off. And me can show it open. See that? It's open. See the open one there? Let me just start up.
No, hold on a second. Let me ask you something now.
Yes.
Ask you something now. Think about this. Given the state of crime in Jamaica. Right?
See the one there to the inches. Look at the inches. That's 3 of them, right? One up at top, one to them papa. But them I use a machete and papa that brother. Look on the car now. Look on the car. I'm gonna show you something now. Look on the car. You want to show the car where them say the 2 car them park. Look how far the car, on the same hand the 2 car them park and they turn against each other. Can them carry them down and kill them. Look on the same hand, but they turn back to back. And you get a little distance from them. So which one will come now? Them not him say them don't know the area neither, you know. And this a grand spin the dead end part. And one car down there and one right where the police car there. It not shut up. But that was a shootout. The which man will come there and wait till police come and then them shot and then police shoot 2 and then 3 run up and down and them and look mass and look for them. That makes sense.
Well,
back to back and then no open up.
Well, given the state of crime in Jamaica, right? If you're a businessman and you get a phone call at 4 in the morning, say your place look like
you call the police.
You not call the police.
Yeah.
You go down to a superhero and the police you call first and say, hey, this is what I'm going, you know. And if you come, you go mass. You're not gonna just come out and just walk. You go mass and see what, especially if you see a car parked. You not go over there.
You gotta investigate the car.
No, you're not going to that.
After you are missed, just like the police, and then you return the fire. But before that, you are going to the business place, and I'm an and them I say West Kingston them come from. So which man of West Kingston are leave all the liquor store? Go what? Thief 2 quarter rum, a Red Bull and Guinness. And then carry a machete. What machete can do? Chop off the lock, can't chop off. Machete. Which man have a machete?
You're white no make. You're another reason why it make no sense. The police version don't make no sense. Shots fired. A man inside with a cutlass. You have to assume so the place in darkness. Right? You can say assume it's in darkness. Or even if you want to assume it's in a lie. The man with the cutlass have got the upper hand. You know why? Because him already inside of the place. Now you are come inside it.
Yeah.
You are coming, come face him, you know. And you tell me, say, him come in there and him shoot the man. The man attack him. Because the first thing is that you now go run by the back and we are going to run like there's some war.
I'm afraid to leave you with the machine, but them have to go.
You're going to right at it. Look, what you're trying to do is come out of the place now. So you're going to close to the entrance or the exit. You're going to close to this or try to come out. So if the man are coming inside it, you are going to want to do some damage to him. And remember, you have the upper hand because he might come inside it to you.
You're not going to lie neither.
It will dark. Yeah, not turn on the light. It will be dark. So, and you walk inside it, and all the time now elapsed that he might attack you. You see him attack you, and you shoot him.
And then feel friend them with 1 car, and then they turn 2 car, have the gun, leave you for turn your back. And you remember them fire shot off of you fire back shot.
Right.
And then you go in, and then nobody them just freeze and turn stone. Like Imam do so them turn them in a stone, and the car can't move or something. So him go in there, and then see the man and the man lift up a machete, and him shot the man. And call the police. Then them drive off and free them and then drive off. And then go wait. It's a group of man. So if you drive off, you go back at home, you go on the dead end road, and then the 2 car one turn up so one on the same hand. One down there, so one there, and you park and wait for the police and then fire shot. Then return the fire. So if you're in the vicinity of the car, then they shoot up. But them drive and other man get like a 1-man shot kill them, you know, them face clean and everything.
Look. If you come from Kingston, like them say, and you there St. Thomas, you know what you try to do? You try to make your way back to Kingston.
Thank you. Yeah. But
you have to wear back.
You get rid of him. And then when man I leave from West Kingston, if them not go for rob something, them are come with heavy artillery. Not one clip. We not ask them. So all these things are cool. Them get one gun, kill 3 man, 9mm, and I'm a shit. I remember some month ago, you know, the same police when named Thompson was stand upside of Phillips. Because Phillips over 100 man, you know. You see the man where them start with them put vinyl on that day? A Phillips here that too, you know. This same Phillips at him same way when them start shoot out. So this is how them eliminate people that foolishness.
Look, some dead men tell no tales.
Well, we are telling it for them.
Because here's what happened. You have to set you. One of the first things that come to my mind is why them, if it's West Kingston them come from, why that particular place? Look how much stores them pass for come this up. Why this particular store?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Why you pick that one store there? Look how many you pass dozens of stores.
Go up in a store. That don't make no sense.
This is the one we want.
Yeah, they're the man with 2 look at car. Remember them and him said them don't know they not come from the area. So all the find the area. How you find it? It don't make no sense. Phillips, him just come put himself in a bang and him same one. Remember when them need all the youth and kill him and say shoot out? Then find a 9mm with the 8 round same way. I think here him in charge too, you know. So and the 2 youth all over him too, you know. So it happened and them watch too much of a report him. Me a police them never used to stay, sir.
But you know something, I'm saying to you guys, and I'm early in the week, what I'm gonna say to you is about 100 people have died at the hands of police in Jamaica. I was correct. It's 106 up to August 19. Per the Observer's article by Jason Cross, August 17, Trigger Happy Cops, and it says Indicom concerned about fatal police shootings. And I'm going to go down to where it says every year since 2019, the number of fatalities by the security forces has increased. And I think it is very important that the police primarily reflect on their tactics and actions. Are all these shootings necessary, proportionate, reasonable, and accountable? Up to August 16 this year, there have been 106 fatal shootings of civilians. What percentage of those are criminals or just innocent people? Which go back to what you said, Wayne, about that young man who they marched out and just shot him, put him on his knee and shot him. But they did not expect that there was a camera in, because of how the place was. A camera was there, thank God. What has been the update on that case from Indicom, MOCA, or whatever they want to call themselves, JCF, the Prime Minister's Office, Minister of National Security, on that particular issue? So it is concerning. And if up to August 16 you had 106, add these 3 to it, that's 109. It is frightening. It is concerning.
Well, sis, you just reading the article, you mentioned tactics, you mentioned reasonable, you mentioned accountable. And I think you mentioned training. But all them things they don't make a difference, because remember, there was a person, a senior person, who said, shoot to kill.
Yes.
So they might take them orders seriously. And what people should do, you know, that from the moment that order was issued till now, to see how many people got shot and do a comparison between before that. Do a comparison before that statement was made and say how many police killings he'd have before that statement was made for go shoot people.
I'll look back on it. It's wicked.
But also the Prime Minister said, meet your judge or meet your maker. I mean, you know, that kind of language, when you say those things in a high crime society where you have a JCF, police who are brutalizing the people already, and you say that, you're only emboldening these people more. So I don't understand how it is you have these leaders and this is how they treat, this is how they speak about the very people that they want to vote them into office. Why should these people vote for you when you don't regard their rights as a human being? Even if they're criminals, they still have rights. You cannot violate it and say, well, I arrest you, so you have no rights. No, they have rights until a judge says otherwise or until a jury says otherwise. And even then, they still have rights. But they violate it all the time. And the Prime Minister condones and justifies the violation of the rights of Jamaicans all the time.
If they want to know about rights and nobody don't know about rights, tell them see the Vibes Cartel case. See the Vibes Cartel case if you want to know about rights, because that, the court rule, was a clear violation of his rights to a fair trial, right? Where you have a jury that was clearly tainted, and the judge and the DPP, well, the judge decided to take the DPP's opinion that just read the jury them responsibility again, them oath. Just telling them oath that they must make a decision based on the evidence. And the defense attorney said, no, the jury has been tainted. And that was where taxpayers paid millions of dollars, simply because the judge allowed the proceedings with a tainted jury. That, and the Privy Council said that was a violation of his rights. So this likewise is the same thing with, you know, when they're going to get it in their head that, look, the Constitution means something, you know. It's not just a piece of paper, it means something. And you have to, well, thank God for videotape and all them things, and all, because you can just imagine how much of this used to go on and never get recorded. You know, 20 years ago, you would have never have this video. 30 years ago, you would have never have this video. And you'd have to suspect the police. And even though we suspect, you remember one time, all the year was man attack police, right? With knives. We just say, we know one, but we're not proof. The policeman's in the attack him, and then people who witnessed the thing, them afraid to talk. No, it's a different world.
But was the use of force proportionate? That's another thing. And the thing is too, in that same case, what was revealed also is that the DPP has been using tainted jurors in other cases. So now a lot of young people or people in general are in prison. Innocent people are, because what? You have a corrupt DPP. And that's a culture where, and you know whose rights are being violated? Poor people. Not the rich man uptown. Not the rich man uptown. And nobody seems to, and who is going to right those wrongs of the DPP? Is it the Prime Minister? What is he? Is he going to do a commissioner inquiry into the actions of the DPP so that people can get some justice and some closure? What is it? The Minister of National Security is just useless because his name is in WikiLeaks, so he serves no purpose really. So Jamaicans are living under the tyranny of the Andrew Winstead administration, and they have to make a decision. Are they going to continue with him? Or are they going to vote him out and hold him accountable? But it cannot be both.
More to the man, more to the one. Let me say fight this.
7:49 a.m. Pineapple Lane, Bogwalk, St. Catherine. The last time Romario Sterling was seen alive. In this CCTV video, the police are seen talking to the man who was seemingly instructed to kneel. He was taken outside his premises, and then the sound of a gunshot. It's unclear how many members of the security forces were at the scene, but we observed them milling around. By this time, Romario Sterling laid lifeless on the ground. The police report on the incident last Thursday stated that the shooting happened at 8:20 p.m.
That's not what happened. They came here in the morning. They had him here, they can see the video, the time span on the video says 7:49. Already had him here with him hand on him head. 7:49 a.m. or p.m.? A.m.
It also stated that the deceased man was shot during a confrontation.
No gunshot no come through the zinc. So if him in here, so I shoot after them. Them supposed to start out the door and shoot after him in here. Right?
The report further said the cops seized a 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 8 rounds.
So Ratty, so Phillips control that statue, you know. Same Phillips, you know. Where you say, I'm control the whole of this. The whole of the corridor. So him now come with the 9mm, this control 8 round, and him a shoot out with police and soldier. Not a shot, not all. We just see him man for the head. They move him and give him a 1 shot, but it's a shootout. You don't, if you look on the body, you don't know, say them eliminating them. Same thing them do with them youth. That's a 1 bullet. Same thing them do them. But yes, that shootout. That one, him have a match here. This Philip sent out the man them, and this is what them do. You understand? Him not say nothing. Him a go on bad. See that?
Romario's relatives are incensed.
You pretend the man with him hand on him head. So many so many man pretend one man, you know, and he have him hand on his head. I imagine you stoop him down on his knee. The evidence is there where we see your hand on him shoulder, push him down on him knee. Oh my God.
Some good things.
And you look at me and tell me, say, I no baby that you kill. No baby that you take a candy from.
Of concern is the police report on the incident. The family is also questioning why their relative was killed in such a manner.
I imagine, you know, you go at the house, and you knock on the door, and you open the door. Right? And surrender to you.
A relative who lives where the incident occurred says the lawmen also entered the house using a flashlight because inside is poorly lit.
On the other video inside, you can literally hear when they come and knock the door. I have that video on the phone. They knock the door, and when you open, you see the flashlight flashing.
There are no bullet holes or other signs, he says, of a raging gun battle. As for the deceased man's father, he's distraught. He says his son has been living in the area for more than 3 years and insists he has not had any run-ins with the law.
Teacher will tell us I cheer my son sit down at school. No bad reputation for no school. So my son a fight nor nothing. My son go to school till him graduate.
When contacted, the police insist the incident happened in the night and maintain that they were acting in self-defense.
That's self-defense, Ratty. This is self-defense. Them never see because the zinc fence and everything were there, you know. Them never see a camera up there, you know. And you know, so after that video, them like them say what, but them suspect something, but like man, as a light, you know. But them never say like a light camera, you know, because you know you have the bulb with the camera in it. Yeah? Yes, them never know. And they attach it to your phone and everything. So them don't know. So you take them, have him hand on him, then make him kneel down. Put him hand on him, should have put him down. Carry him on this and just warn him. And say this a shootout. And them have a 9mm. This, you know, police were swear to protect, serve, protect, and reassure. And you can eliminate the youth them like this. Like, you can't be the police and a police. No. But on the right. Yeah.
If I shoot out, how come on go 1 shot with your fire?
1 shot. 1 shot. But the step the gun with them a plant now and then bust them.
Yeah, because shoot out is supposed to hear more than one. And that shot then sound like it come out of a rifle. That doesn't sound like it come out of a handgun.
Right.
So unless him have, if them says a shootout, then he's supposed to have a silencer upon fiend gun then.
Yeah.
So you know
I'm shoot out to the man in the head when go a shoot out.
No, him get up with the man upon the head and him run and him fire gun with the silencer and then watch him load it, then watch him load it, and then him start firing and then fire.
You see when them run and you just one boom and then them walk away and it's a shoot.
You can't make up them things, yeah. You can't make up them stories, yeah.
You know what I'm thinking? What I'm thinking is, what has been the update on this case from Indicom? Who investigates them? Indicom? I think it's Indicom.
Yeah.
What has been Indicom? What has been the update from them? Because the thing is, given this video cannot lie. were all the policemen or JDF or all those persons there, were they taken off duty? Because clearly they have mercenaries within the police force. Because what they're walking around and shooting people picnic for?
But them need for those, them need for them know the policy. I said, listen, we need statements from all of you. And we need a truthful statements because the moment you lie, you'll get charged. So we need to know exactly what happened. We have a videotape which shows the man was in control.
Yes.
He was under control. The man was compliant. And all of a sudden now we're one shot. Yes. When you say a shootout and we're one shot. So we need some statements. I mean, guarantee them all get the truth. Them all know who. If you say we have to charge who alone get charged. I mean, guarantee say you'll get statements out of them about who give the orders, who fired that fatal shot. Y'all get this story. You'll get the story. But the thing is Jamaica, and so many things just go under the radar. You don't hear anything more. Like, Maria, she insists that, hey, we haven't heard anything more about this thing and this thing. When this happened? About a month ago?
A few months ago. I'm gonna, them sweep everything under the table, right?
Yeah, you hear nothing more. You have to bring in an international human rights.
No, but how do it, man?
Just compile all of them. You have to compile all of them.
But I see last night, Me a talk, man. I'm talk to one of my police brethren. You know who still, but when I first said book, Maria know who. I mean, in the early morning, and then me talk to one of my brethren. Me talk to him on the file too, because the man is my brother. I talk to him too. Man, I have a brethren when him text me, I say, well, I'm drop asleep. Him text me around to 4, I'll be after some of this. I say, you know, sleep. I make him hear what I want, and I say, no, I have to cross them in the morning, Them things are wicked. It just knock me out, them kill my brother, and then me go bury my brother, and then them threaten me. Come around and upon them, You understand? This is how them lie. I'm never tell you what them do now. And you have some people like this. Them come out with first news. That's what we never have now. Them thing have to defend myself. Right? So who come out to the first news and then go explain themselves? You have some people love to take the bait, and the police at Jamaica, them love to do that. So they run out to the first news, Ratty. And when they run out to the first news, you hear what them do now? Them run out and them say, bloop, bloop, because them want to paint the youth, them like them are real killers, and them go to ferry. But remember, when you see them with your ear, it no match up to nothing at all with them, I say. Nothing whatsoever. And you have people like that run out with first news and I try brainwash people to see them when it not work. But them just fling on that, them are trying to fling on that bus and fling around this. And then they realize, say, people are to them. And that the police do. And then do it for decades. Man, draw eyes because you shoot him. Massive. Well, man, no, you're right. Liquor store. When I liquor store, the gas out with it for the 2 carry more expensive for you to take out a quarter around this. Me not ask. If you go pull them tank around $20,000. Yeah? And if you go country, I remember the police said them don't know them way around there. So all you just find a liquor store and go up. And by the way, see that so? If a man from West Kingston, out of Grand Spenders and West Kingston link. James Jabez run on there, the whole place. See? So me now asking. Say if a man from there, then they just link who them a link and then they get where them a get. That's a foolishness. Remember just tell them straight. The whole of this a foolishness, a garbage. You understand? A garbage. West Kingston man did come out. Now we have very skin blouse and some little short tight up pants and say you're and you're come on. Yes, the man a wicked man. Me have to report them, man. See them now, sir. Me have to do something against them, man. It's wicked, man. 2024. Christopher Phillips, FSP. Now I'm head up on the list, brother. You should even not come talk. The businessman says something different completely. He might wait for a matter of fact, me a plane. Remember playing back and
click on the scene, got the description and details.
Yeah. Yeah, see there? 3 more advice, 9 more words.
I was at home. I get a call that the place is open. Based upon the time that the door would have been open, it's earlier than normal.
You never set up broken into in a ratty. Based upon the time when the door would have opened earlier than normal. What time I'm open? 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. You're not based upon the time. Can get a call so the place is open. Never broke into. Open. Listening good.
So somebody passing by saw it, notify me, and when
So somebody passing by saw it and notify me to open. Them never said him see a car. He never said that neither. He said open. And then when he reach, when I see this.
Come out and saw the police, and I was told that I can't go inside the building because
the police told him can't go into the building. Just them tell the same fire shut off a man and him kill man in there. Nobody can beat you, brother. This a clean cut. No, you could have tell that case like this for court. And you have some people get up and talk about criminal and call you them criminal. This is foolishness. This is the same thing we are talking about. Yeah.
The person or persons that was trying to break into the establishment, shot was fired and
so the police tell him that the person are persons, that meaning not see nobody, tried to break into the establishment, shot was fired. Yeah, them tell him that. Him no know.
I'm just here now trying to say what will happen based upon the report from the police.
So the police report him and listen.
So hold on. Him shoot the man. Him shoot the man in the establishment, right?
Yes.
All right. Now, we want to find out now if his weapon was if the police taking weapon.
Yes,
because the police taking weapon, they can test it and see if it was fired. And also they can test it to see if the bullet and the man come from out of that gun.
Yeah.
So we can clear that up easy.
But yeah, when me you know, somebody will text and say, no, we know him, you know. Him don't have a gun. That means it's illegal gun then. Can't him and the police is up on the scene in a bit. Me not ask them, I tell them what them do.
No, we know.
I tell them what them do. So them do a cook up a thing. So the youth them come there, like me no know, cause you know, like a next man say boom boom, like a trade something and then rob the youth and kill the youth. Them see? Yeah. So them want to make it look like you. That's why I'm open the place and wait for them. You know? Cook up a thing. So that you carry your money then, I have a money for to buy something, whether coke or something, I have a piece of food and then, remember, you know, man leave already and go buy them gun and hear them man kill them and take the money. Man leave go buy coke and then kill them and take the money before. And these places are coke even them places. See? So, you know, when you think about it, you kill them and take the thing and then you have fix up some little things. You open the shop. It not break into. The shop not break into the shop. Oh,
but wait. The question is, how many people did the businessman kill? One person? Because of 3 persons end up dead enough.
Yeah, the police.
Right. But you know, it seemed to me that these young people, these young men are from the LGBTQ community.
No, we don't know. So we just, yes.
Right. Okay. Okay. But yeah, because okay. Yeah, but the question, you know, the police say they keep saying one person, you know, he shot one person. Then how did 3 persons end up?
Because the police the car, them get the chase of the car, the man called them. Remember, if them go see them and them advise him, but to just get cut off soon come on. Saying, but them come with something else different. Can't hear this now. Hear this.
On duty.
Hear this.
In St. Thomas, at Branston to be exact, we have a case of triple fatal shooting, which really started at a area they call Poor Man's Corner in St. Thomas. The information at hand is that a businessman went to his premises this morning about 4, where he observed a vehicle parked close.
Him bring it back to the businessman, so the businessman will go through all of this. To
the business facility, pretty unusual, and so he proceeded to check out what was happening. On his approach, he was fired on by men entering that vehicle coming from his business.
He might say, man, I come that mean the businessman, they tell him the what of this. But the businessman tell him something different. It's not right. It's a tough story.
But Wayne, you know what should happen with this same Christopher Phillips here?
Yeah.
If he's in charge of Area 5,
yes.
And that young man who was shot and killed, who was assassinated, be fired. He should be investigated. Because why are so many things happening under his watch?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, yeah, when I said, at the businessman, that means the businessman that come and call them and deal with them. Hear this.
Facility. He returned fire and alerted the police. The police team was very quick on the scene. Before I get to the...
So, the businessman alerted the police. But him saying, the businessman saying, go to see the police. And them are telling him, say, man, matter enter in place. But them are said the businessman go approach man and this happen. The two story can write.
Part as to what happened with the police and those persons. He went into the business place because he observed that the grill was torn apart. When he entered, he was attacked by a man with machete. Apparently, he was left on the inside and he had to take steps to defend himself.
So, you have 6 man, have too much man, and you are left your bedroom inside with a machete. And you have to take up liquor, something now. Can't let them don't touch on liquor, you know, so them don't, you know. And him run inside with a machete. He go with a machete and wait till a man come chop him for shoot him. Oh, you're going to go see the man in a dark. That this doesn't make no sense, brother, man.
The police was quick on the scene, got the description and details of the vehicle, and they pursued that vehicle into the Grand Spend community. When they entered the Grand Spend community, they saw a group of men. 2 vehicles were parked along the...
2 vehicles. You saw the vehicle and parked back to back. And I think it's on 2 back to back, belly to belly. And then wide, you know, and the man them sit down and wait, and then the police, you have to say a light, and I say a police. So you have to make them come out, and you fire, but you miss them, then return the fire. And then after that, 2 man.
Roadway. They fired at the police. The police team took evasive action, returned fire. At the end of that shooting, 2 men were found suffering from gunshot wounds.
Suffering from gunshot wounds.
A 9mm pistol with 1 magazine and 5 live rounds of stake.
The 9mm pistol, where them talk with the youth, with 1 magazine, with 8 rounds. Now a 5 up here, so 5, 9, 3 man there.
From that scene, those men were rushed to the hospital, where they were later pronounced dead by the doctor on duty. What I can say so far is that these men seems not to be from this area. What we're picking up, they might be from the Kingston Western Division, and so they're not familiar with the area.
So how them come up the comeback place when you don't know, and they come in a dead end? You don't go in a watch. It don't make no sense, because when you drive and then you go look liquor. You drive where the some pass of the liquor place and you hear the whole like liquor place in that town, you know. I'm going to look at the place, going to say I look liquor with a machete. Eh? It doesn't make no sense. I hear for them to know the area. You hear? Them lowering the man, they rob the man kill the man. Him and the police about that fucking thing, brother.
Well, you know, a couple more questions. Where the machete come from? Because if them come from Kingston with guns, them now go inside a place with no machete. That don't make no sense. The next thing you said is that they got description and pursued the vehicle. Remember now, the vehicle left long before them, left before them come on the scene. You know?
Yeah.
And then them I drive so fast. No, think about it. The vehicle left the vehicle left before them come on the scene. Right. No, when me with another policeman, a main roads me I think about, you know. No call ahead and tell them say, hey, check out the main roads and whatnot. Me not go on a dead end road. Me not go on a dead end road. And then not only that, if me are the criminal, me I go drive back on the same road and I come. Me not go drive on a road where me don't know. Me don't know the area. This gentleman in Phillips, we need a talking to. We have to really interview him. Now, let me just make the statement that whether it's 12,000 or 14,000, nobody don't really know the exact count of the JCF at this point in time. The overwhelming majority of those people are hardworking, dedicated, honest policemen and women. The overwhelming majority. But you see, when you see things like this, people tend not to take this and use it as a broad brush and paint the whole JCF. And you can't really fault them, because this is a man who should know better. This is a man who's a commander. This is not a regular, this is not a corporal or the lowest ranking guy. This is a guy who's authorized to speak on behalf of the JCF. And this is what come out with. So when people say the whole of them are this, the whole of them are that, they can't fault the community. You have to fault them because look, hear the rubbish that this man come out and spew. It better never say anything and say, easiest thing, them teach me this. One of the things that them teach when we go to the academy is that, listen, if you're not authorized to speak, you're not authorized to speak. So if you're on a scene and a man come with a camera in your face, you say, no, I can't talk. The boss is over there, go talk to him. You give no statement, none, because you're not authorized. Now, here's a man who apparently is authorized to speak, but should never be authorized to speak. Because one of the things you want, if you really want to handle this professionally, you say, look, it's an ongoing investigation. We're still trying to determine the facts. As soon as we get to that point, we will have a statement to make. Boom! Story done. And nobody can fault you because that will be true.
Them that get away with this and then everybody else say, them wicked criminal boy, them forget, and then them kill more. So, Father God,
wait, 1 second, wait, what again? This same police officer, per Wayne's, reporting and what he had, the same, he's the one in charge of Area 5, and when say Area 5 is under his jurisdiction. Now, if Area 5 is the same place where this young man was assassinated, he should be under investigation, Ratigan, because clearly he had a problem in his ranks. Is he condoning officers in his ranks being rogue and just wantonly assassinating the citizens of Jamaica? So he should be under investigation. So clearly this is not a first time thing. And given that it's not a first time thing, all of them should be taken off frontline duty and put on desk duty, reduce pay. You see, here's the thing, You see, who would have an interdiction should not be an interdiction. And who must be an interdiction is not an interdiction. It's a mighty, mighty shame. It's a mighty shame. Because when you have officers like these out there on the front line, it makes the good officers look bad. And it is hard for good officers to speak up. Because look what happened to Chairman James for speaking up. They didn't, he spoke out, they didn't support him, and therefore I have to fault them for not supporting him because they can't lock up all 12,000 of them or how much, whatever the number is, they can't lock up all of them. But they didn't support him. And here we have what I would call rogue officers, and nobody is holding them accountable. Yet he's allowed to speak and then to move on to another part of his jurisdiction where this is going to happen again. They should be taken off frontline duty and he should be put under investigation. Why is it these things are happening in his area? And if there are other police officers, and I'm sure there are, that the same thing is happening in their jurisdiction, then they should be investigated. Nothing can go like that.
You see, what makes it difficult for the good policemen and women? This situation is what makes it difficult because you know what happened? Now the community starts at the whole of them are crook, the whole of them are thief, the whole of them are killer. And when you have good policemen and women who come into that area now, them get tainted. Them get painted by what? These I don't know, these incompetent cops come out and do. And so you can't really blame the community. And so what happened? The good cop would have come inside and now and say, I'm going to restore order, I'm going to do this and that. At some point, him just give up. And at some point, who knows, him start to make the same behavior as his predecessor because said, them people that, make no sense to me, but I work with them because they now work with me. And then he might even get influenced by some of the older and say, see me tell you, them people that you have to kill out them people, you can't deal with them people. And therein lies one of the problems that we don't take swift and decisive action against the police officers who are not acting or who did not act in compliance with the rules and the norms and the mores of the JCF and the laws of Jamaica. They should make examples out of these people, as you're saying, Maria. They should quickly, as soon as something like this happens, quickly grab them people, start the investigation, arrest who you arrest, and put it on in the public space. And then people have more respect for the police. But when you don't hear anything, when these things happen, you don't hear anything, like you said, they transfer him somewhere else and kill him, go on this. It's almost like this man, he just, everywhere him go, these things follow him, and the people can't see the common denominator. That somehow it must be him. Whether it must be his leadership style, it must be something he must communicate to the people. There's something wrong where everywhere him go, these things happen. Again, I'm not accusing him of committing any murders. All I'm saying is that it just seemed out of place that everywhere this man go. And another thing too, we are get things from video. And then him himself will come out and him just make it worse. Because like we put up Lonesome, the stories are diametrically opposed. There's no way these two things could have happened. There's no way. It's one of them happened. There's no way the two things. Yeah, because the man who him a claim fire shot, the man said, no, we're not firing a shot. Me come there and the police, they wouldn't let me in, and the police said, here shot fire, right? And then the question is, the police should have said, Phillips, before him jump on it, he should have said, all right, here what? Since this the store owner in fired the shot, all right, we need to get film gun, because we need to test it to say if it was fired, and we need to also do some ballistics test to make sure to see if the bullet will kill the man, it come out of film gun. And them things them should have, so that's why I should have said it's an ongoing investigation. We're not at liberty to release certain things right now. Once we have completed our investigation, a full story will be provided to the public. We'll do a press conference, something like that. And guess what happened? Nobody ever blame him if he said that, because they must say, hey, you know what? Yeah, I'm right. If the investigation has gone on, you can't expect him to come out and talk. But what we see here is like judge, jury, execution, a story done, story start, story done, story end, nothing for anybody to look at. Nothing for anybody to look at. So now we left to figure out now who killed the man at the store.
Because them said the businessman, and him said the police. No, me laugh, but it's serious. I remember me see one named Thompson with him have some strike from Morant there. At Thompson, remember Mondagan, them shoot a taxi driver. Thompson and say the taxi driver drive a machete, If you have used machete, come from the 80s, the one Thompson, So him pushed that to the Phillips to him up there control up in a St. Thomas. But a Phillips run the whole thing. So you say Thompson make up with them, and this is what Thompson do. Thompson no good neither, Me I report it to man. You know good.
Wayne, you say the taxi man had a machete. So now, is the use of force proportionate to killing him? Yeah. Yes.
The video when them put the police machete, them put him in there, the policeman drop up a next man and gone. In times to come up with machete and attack foolishness. Because remember, them videos, man have video everything, So them drop on the people, must some people help take him up. Not a machete. So
but they're using that line, Wayne. They're using that line, failing to realize that their use of force is not proportionate to the threat. Because they could, what about shoot him in the foot, in the hand? Because they have more firepower than the person who they quote unquote has a machete.
You never have none.
Right, that's what I'm saying. No, but I'm saying, what I'm saying is they didn't have any. But the argument that they are putting holes in their own argument because they have more firepower than the person with the machete. You see what I'm saying? So if you are going to cause that man's fatality because he has machete, then something is radically wrong with your training. Because the force is, you have a gun, him have a machete, quote unquote, machete. You understand what I'm saying?
Machete.
So the same thing applies, that these police officers are just rogue. They are rogue, and it seems to be following the same group of people, whether in Clarendon. Well, as for Clarendon, don't stop at all. That's the same problem. Anywhere you go, God, it's a sad situation.
Because sister, you shoot him in the hand, shoot him in the mother, shoot him in the foot. And you know what happened? Listen to this. The FBI requires every agent, special agent, to qualify with their weapon 4 times a year. You must go. This is not if you feel like or when you feel like. This is them give certain dates, and them say during this period you must come every single day. You must come here and you must shoot, and you must qualify, because if you don't qualify, they're not going to allow you to walk away with that weapon. So that means that if you have to stay there the whole day, you have to stay there the whole day till you qualify, right?
Yeah.
No, remember that now, no? Yeah, you see how important that is, how significant that is. That they must say you are a crime fighter and you're on the road with a gun. Well, guess what? You have to come here 4 times a year. And them say you can shoot as many rounds as you want, but you're gonna leave here at the end of the day qualifying, right? No. Here are the rules. No warning shot. Absolutely. If you want to get fired, if you're in a shootout, and when every shootout gets investigated by the FBI, every single one with them agents involved in get investigated by the FBI. And send out a team from them pick people from all over and send them out there and then interview you, then look at the scene and interview a bunch of people. And if you ever said, when I fire a warning shot, you're gone, you get fired. They'll tell you clear enough, no warning shot. Here's another one. I remember them teach you how to shoot off, them show you some of the drills them say shoot only at the head, right? But most of the time is center of mass, right? Right or so, right? But them tell you shoot off at the head. And if you tell them say, well, we don't shoot off at the head, man head, you gone. If you say me I shoot off I'm hand, no. What you have to say, you fire a shot and it end up shooting in an arm or 9 foot. But you can't tell them say aim for shooting in 9 foot or 9 arm. That now go pass it. Keep in mind now, 4 times a year, shoot as many rounds as you want. You must be qualified. No warning shots, no shot off arm and like your mark, none of that. Compare that now to the JCF. Some of them people are not shooting a while, because some of them gun can, rusty, right? And you have to tell them man, they say them can shoot off aim off a man foot. And what do you think the chances are that them will shoot for? If them try to shoot off innocent bystander, they must shoot an innocent bystander, them tell them to shoot off a hand and shoot out, machete out of them. They might watch too much movie. Where are you? You will shoot out the machete out of the man. So that's why Maria said, let me shoot out. When they say they must shoot them foot and them hand, because that's exactly.
But they're killing too many of them. So something is wrong. If the person have a machete and you have a gun, who's supposed to be in more control? Or the person with a gun?
Yeah.
They're killing.
And that's why when they say somebody, that's why they have a rule that says somebody like that, when you're faced with the deadly threat, deadly force, then you do what you have to do. Like them teaching on the FBI said, you keep firing until the threat has been eliminated.
And then you have to stand to the threat. Eliminated. So
yes, you have to get assistance. Yeah. So you can't put him in the car and drive him around the corner until him bleed out. You can't do that. They will charge you for that.
Okay. So you can't take him up to and put him in a van because you don't have no ambulance. You don't take him and bring him in like I can go in a van back. Like we pack up them 3 years. And pack up them for one another and say you drive them and then pronounce dead. Because they must suffer van gunshot. But we still lift them up and just bring them like this. In a van back.
Remember now, just go back and listen to the speech of the Minister of National Security making regarding this, and you will understand. It will give you some indication as to why we're seeing what we're seeing right now, because it came from the top.
Yeah,
it came from the top. I wish you could have found it. Maybe next week we'll go over it, but that is the story.
Somebody in the chat said that it's every 2 years that the members of the JCF go to the range for recertification. Ops says every 2 years before they go for recertification.
So that's bad. That's bad. And given this
I look at touch him, see them big. And back at the ambulance, I put him in. This is about Gregory Park. I think them kids must 2 or 3 today. See the back, see the ambulance. I look at touch of the ambulance. See? You see the color of the ambulance? And then police keep the ambulance that there. See it? Yeah. That's since there, Gregory Park. Yes. And then
You know, the truth is, the truth of the matter is the government, they have no respect for the Jamaican people. None whatsoever.
It's after the shooting and thing. But me I show you how look at them stretch him out and taking picture. They just roll him over like like where you kill animal. The earth in the stretch out and we can't show it. You said no, I'm a human being this. Then just have him on him belly, you know if him dead or nothing. And at the back of the police vehicle. Let me say if I out this or out. Let me say I was one of them this. I put one of them this farm. This is one of them struggle with. Let me say if I want a central village. Can them do one a central village where the police kill one a central village today? Yes. Yeah, police kill a man a central village today.
Jamaica, and now we wonder why the US government and the Canadian government are issued threat advisories. Now we wonder about it. Right? And no, our ambassador can say Jamaica is a safe place. Jamaica is a safe place. Safe for who?
Them to stop the PR on the line.
It is safe for tourists. It's safe for tourists, not locals. They do not care about the locals. As long as the tourists are safe and protected, they are good to go. But even the tourists are having problems because rapes are being reported in the all-inclusive hotels where it is safe for the tourists to go. So anywhere you look at it, anywhere them turn, Maka juke them. Just like the policeman, anywhere them turn, Maka juke you. So that is the problem that they're having.
So what you know what I like? The Ministry of Tourism plan for Clarendon. What I like to say that one there. On them plan to have
the plan for Clarendon, driver, don't stop at all.
Sister, you are going bad, you know, we have to stop at all. You must be favorite sister. All right, so we get this.
Big time.
So them used to
one
one
per year.
rounds.
All right. Let me just stop. Let me tell you something about that, right? Once per year, 20 rounds. When we got a range, you're practicing on them. You have practice round, and them provide the ammunition, right? And them have a whole practice thing before you actually qualify. You go through a practice session, right? So you fire 50, for example, right? And then to qualify, you fire 50 to qualify. And if you don't qualify, then keep you out there. And then if you want another practice, then get another 50. And then you come back and you qualify, use another 50, right? And it's not once a year. No, here's what happened. At one point, right? I'm the police and said, well, this was just a waste. We could talk about practice rounds, right? One time, the FBI, them have a whole warehouse, you know. Because them have service rounds and them have practice rounds. And sometimes, because service rounds more expensive, right? And sometimes what they will do is, they will have only service rounds. So they make you file the service rounds, not a problem. If they get the practice rounds, they make you practice as much as you want. Of course, with that, because you cannot use practice rounds on duty. You have to use service rounds, right? And I remember one time there was a shipment that had some duds in them. And you know, so the man then get rid of the whole warehouse, that thing there. I mean, I said to myself, this could have been helpful to Jamaica, you know. Because you may find one dud in about, I don't know, 10 boxes, 20 boxes, but it no matter because is practice your practice with it. And the man destroy the whole thing. I mean, I say, you know, if them people are really, if you have a really solid Minister of National Security and a good ambassador, they would have relationships with them countries and with all them people and say, hey, listen, when they don't have them things here, then, you know, don't forget us. We will take them, right? And we will use them as we see fit. And they would have gladly give us a gift. They would have gladly donate it. And not just that, but they might donate a whole bunch of military surplus, for example. You remember one time they would give out trucks and things to the police in various cities, and people start complaining to them and militarize the police, right? Yeah. All them things that is a surplus, they might give them away. And we don't have nobody here who can say, hey, we need this, we will take it, and we will use it appropriately. We don't have, so, look, I mean, when people say that, oh, yeah, go after the government, that is because the government deserves to be gone after. It's that simple. It's that simple. But Mary, when I try to shoot nobody in no foot and ears and nose and things, when I try to none of that.
What I try to do is be civil. And stop the
I want them to neutralize the threat, not fatalize the threat.
They want to neutralize.
You know, sometimes what happens, I mean, I get this from several police friends of mine. Or sometimes the police, not my friends, but they might tell me how sometimes what happened at the force. That sometimes they might have a guy in the area, right? But them just consider a nuisance, just a problem. And them just said, there's no rehabilitation for this guy. We just have to just take him out. And that's what them do. Them just take him out. Simple as that. You know, one less problem to deal with. So, like you say, it's not about neutralizing, it's what? Fatalizing.
Let me ask you something, Ratty. Don't the FBI, because Jamaica police them different nowadays. You know, if you want to know something like a shooting, go like up there with the businessman and say you investigate that. So you take the businessman and carry one side and the police them and you talk to them one side and you not talk to them in a bungle like that. So you want to control it, don't it?
You isolate them because you don't want collusion with stories. You want to hear what this person has to say, what that person has to say, separate and apart from this other person. So you wouldn't have them in a bungle and you talk and no, you gotta separate them. But here's another thing. What they would do is that they would have sources in another neighborhood there. So whatever happens, somebody will tell you. Somebody will tell you what happened. And that's the goal. That you have people in the neighborhood who will tell you. No, you really think that them people know I got them trust the police, don't forget to tell the police anything. And that's why you say when Chairman James said is so significant, and a lot of people, I don't think them get the message, you know. When them say that proximity policing is where we should be going.
True.
You have police in the community, working with the community. You know, people who just come in and kick up man in them face and box down man and then because that is not conducive to a working relationship with the police. And remember this, you know, most of the crimes you see addressed in any country, you have to have citizens' involvement. Somebody in the community have to work with the police. Yeah.
But let me ask you something. Who tell the Jamaica Constabulary Force the ghetto people, them are the poorest of the people, them against them are nobody, and the big man, them are serve. Because of that mission. When the woman with her throat, her son throat cut, them deal with her like queen. Like she Queen Victoria or Queen Elizabeth. She have a phone and them can't go in night, them have to go court, them can't go and nothing, she fly out, them can't stop her. But look for the man, you know. You say, boy, I not have no license plate, but me say I've done, you know. I can't like this description. Go by yourself, man.
You think anybody who come from the place behind me, right? So you think them can't have no talk to no police? You think the fortunate thing about me growing up in Jamaica is that went to Meadowbrook High School when it was a top on ours. I don't know what it is like now, but in them days, real top on ours area. And then we live down there. So me could see all them police now up on Meadowbrook. Some man hang out, especially when you have groups of people just hang out near the school and things like that. Police pass by, them not bothering nobody. Them just drive past and I just see a patrol once in a while. And you say, down there, so the police are come and run you after running, my brother. Run you after running, you know. Because if you don't run and them catch them, and say, this man get kicked up, box down, all kinds of things happen to them because the police come down and the man stand up on the corner the same way. Till one time, you know, and my virgin was there with me, my watch the program. 3 hours up on the corner, and when we look up the road and see the police are coming up, and me and him take off and left one man stand up. Me and him take off and left the one man stand up there, you know. And don't ask him some shoes and think if him face him a bar them foot, you know. Don't ask him face him a bar them foot. Some kick and box him get. And one of them say, oh, you make your good man friend them run down. And you a bad man. You stand up yourself. Who you be? I'm like, up to the alley, the man I remind a friend of mine. And I said, boy, I'm gonna make the police them beat me up in the car. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run, I mean never run now. I'm not do nothing wrong. Police them beat me. That will never happen in a minute, bro. Never. Never.
in the 80s, yes. I mean, the house stop already. Me and an ex-DJ youth, and we have fixed your stuff, because I put on the people, I have stop, we have fixed it. And some police come there, you know, and them ask who for goat. We have goat over the yard there, because the yard in front of me yard, fix the lady house stuff and everything. Never, nothing up the planet, you know, not even play. So them ask some stupid question, and I answer them have any goat over there, and them attack. And say, oh, who come out for this man? And I told them identify where I said, oh no, give me a tune. Remember, no. I will give you a tune and go look for them. And the police point and say, you. When you go down there, some point for me and say, you, come look for them. Because we have to go look for them and run go and attention. Go look for them. I can't attention. So 2 minutes after, and a long after my question, my old man did and everything. What I have to do now, go down a Duke Street, down a Sandra. Leave you, man. They don't have another, nothing at all, you know. I'm ready for the whole of one thing then with them. Can't remember them wrapping up, so you have to take out the whole of that and you have to fix it, man. I have to go down there and you have to call up there now for them, let them go. So I have to work through the night to fix the one I was stopping. So these are the things that we know were happening in the 80s. We can't take them things, and we know the whole of them things, man. So we see it already. Never youth over the yard one time again, where he might all this man now, what them call, me give me a blue Vulcan. Same one, DJ and thing, you know. And we over there, them come over and say, what's your name? Say, Alone, so what's your name? He say, but him stammer. He say, Vulcan. He say, what's your name? What's your blood? Dead right. Where them take him and carry him to go there and put him on the gun and step up to the man back, you know. You're under the bump in my boss. No, them evil. Them used to do this. Them do better.
Brother, listen. Remember one night, you know, one night we live on a Shuka Road, where Shellyan come from. They on a Shuka Road, and they have a curfew on Pinwood Road. Not which part we there, no. Right? And the soldier man them stand up on the road, and me and some man with the Pana Shuka Road, and we attack. And them say, hey boy, come here. And we go up there, you know. And them say, we want to stand up down there, though. And me have to explain to them to me that, you know, we have go over some GC thing, I study, we have studied and thing. And them have one bird, you know, the monks with school, the older than we, you know, I'm a tin of milk. And go buy a tin of milk, you know, because some oats and things you might go get ready to go max up now, you know, right? And you know, the man them look on him and say, can we have a buckers cap? You remember buckers cap? The man them look on him and say, yeah, so them say, where you go to school? I'm tell them, ask my next word, where you go to school? Where you go to school? And what I answer? Them look on my bird and them look on him and say, you look careful, you know, you have a prison tonight. I know the man them do with him, the man them make him open them use them a knife and them open the drink a tin of milk and make the man drink the tin of milk, you know.
Sweet, you know.
Drink the tin of milk, you know. For no reason. We don't have no curfew, you know. We're outside of the curfew limit. And the man them just said, why, God bless him soul, slooper, and you say pass on now. But I don't the things that we used to go on with, man.
What's with all of that? We see people get dead and not come out of the Yeah. See, probably killer you named Sheppy. Right on a bar, you know. Right on a coupling bar, because I'm one on pants straps. And Sheppy just come out and say, no man, food this is way, hold on for the man. And just put him going inside and fire. Boom. Home guard. You see him kill the man. Kill him. It's early 80s. See, so me can't tell you a bag of things with them go on with man and you know. These man. Stop them and do the same thing now. I want the worst. 2024. When we there, so we are super granddad now. We don't come with the same thing. When I idiot.
You see, what people need to understand, what some people need to understand is that the things we are talking about, and a book we read them in, you know, we experience them things, we live them things, live them things, and me I tell you, brethren, me spend most of my life in the Maxfield Avenue area and Waterhouse, most of it in the Waterhouse, and the things that when me sit down there, the things that when me experience, me I tell you, I want to wish them upon nobody, but the thing is, the man them down there, them just accept it as life. This is life. Yeah. But me could have said the difference because me go school Uptown. And me I said, oh, come Uptown, them deal with the people them decently up here, so you know, them not bad them up, them not kick up nobody and things like that. But when you don't which part me live now, is that them have no respect for them people that have no talk. You see a policeman kick a pregnant, a soldier man, kick a pregnant woman in her belly one time, you know. Kick her in her belly, you know.
Yeah.
Brother.
And you think no, I remember everything them would if you had a knife, Them just tell lie. When them shoot, them say it's a shootout and them return the fire. And the man them are still use a scratch record to the day 2024. You draw a machete and you know a lie and you just come. And then you have some people, if you know to them practice these things and you know you grew up in it. And we know young again, you know. And them still use the same thing, but you know, it'll throw me off. It'll throw me off. It's wrong.
When was the last time you hear about a man go on a robbery or a burglary with a machete?
No, but brother, I see them go for the burial, I see man.
Yesterday.
The man them show where the hospital runs. A fan.
No, think about it. Think about it. With the availability of guns in Jamaica awash with guns. But remember now, you know, it was the Minister of National Security who said them have 200 guns are coming out of the country legally every month. And we know it more than that. By female estimate, him say 200, right? And if look at how many weapons, how many guns they recover every year. They recover what? 500, 600, so on to the rest of them. And it's cumulative, right? It's cumulative. So it's a whole heap of guns. When was the last time you hear about a man go on a robbery or a burglary and him take a machete? When did that happen?
Oh, you tap out the door.
Only if he's going for goat and cow.
Yeah, but that's a pretty last. Last night, yeah. For burglary and robbery, you know, nobody go with no machete. Man go with gun. And them did have gun, according to the report. They did have gun, but this the man who are going at the place, you know, him are going there with machete.
You mean there with that machete? And then, you carry out, can't you go in the program of liquor? Because liquor themselves. You have to take a rum and boom, because most of you might drink rum and boom, so you have a machete. You have to rum and boom. Drive, remember, you know, you could have just use the money where you buy your gas, when you can buy your rum and boom, but you drive, it's where you don't know. Because them say them don't know the area. And you find this place and you're gone in there.
Here one too. You have to find out. You have to go back and look on phone records. When did the man get that phone call, and how long it take to reach there?
And no, all right, Platty, are you a business place? Are you up there? Yeah, Maria. So a man call you, he could have called in head, and then you just go out there like a Superman. You place up and you go. You not call the police. That's how like the woman by her son throat cut, she call her husband first, the Esther. And then him go find the throat cut, then them call the police.
You know what you hear? If truly a cutlass involved, you ever hear say inside of the place you find a cutlass. Right.
Yeah. So what I don't know, so when they not do that cutlass, that's because yourself. So when you not do that cutlass, you know same cutlass. Because yourself.
Kinda.
So the man take two back and conk him. Because you in there, you sell the guy even two back and lap him in the head with it and conk him out. No. You have cutlass. We can't stay and throw two back and
hear why the story, hear another reason why the story don't make no sense. You lick off the lock, you say you're going to have a thief liquor. But it's one man going to have a thief liquor and a 4 round now.
Yeah.
A 4 round, you know. But it's one man going to go pack the box with all the liquor and him alone will come out with the liquor. That make any sense?
And then travel so far.
Yeah, and then 300 will sit down in the car. 300 will sit down in the car. 400 go for burglar as a place.
Yeah.
300 with gun, you know, sit down in the car. The man who have no gun, who send him inside and now if we go take. How much him can take by himself?
Oh, by the way, me I play about the police, me I play about flips. The man say, when the man approach the car, the man them fire shot and the man them come out, but they never come out with no liquor. Them come out with empty and them gonna fire shot off and them return the fire. So they never come out with no liquor, but you have one now in there with machine. No, you can't. The car, but I would fix that.
Hold on a second. Where the shot come from? And the car said the shot come from.
Yes. And then him said the man they are going to the car from out at the liquor store after him talk again. So when them contradict himself too, you know.
But what me I say, so me I say, how long? Them have to tell me when them find on the car. Because him get a phone call, right? And him get up a come this up. And the man them still in the liquor store. And if we don't find no liquor in the vehicle, like we're supposed to find boxes and boxes and boxes. Yeah. Right? Go to them and clean out the liquor store. If we don't find that, the story don't make no sense.
It don't make no sense.
It's true that people go inside. It don't make no sense.
They have the man, but them should do even pack up some liquor and say, but it all look bad. The man them have car and the gas for the more than what you are putting there. Red Boom and rum. Something, but it don't make no sense. I know Chuck the man them carry out about man clean out too much liquor and him come with them foolish. It's and the man them they know the place. Up there to a dangerous place. Tell me I tell you. So you know just someone go block a place like that and then think that if you tell the man them away so them have link out a grand spend. Me not even ask him, me don't know that. We know that. See? So we thought make me fool stupid. Man from West Kingston have links a grand spend. You have enough man have links a grand spend. See? We know the place run. We can't tell him like a map of the place here. So when them cut off the road and cut turn a dead end road now, you know, because you drive 2 grand spend to come up back. 14 miles and come down when you come down. After you pass 3 fingers, you can come on the bend and come on. Yesterday, the first yard after come on the bed and grand spend this that upstairs this with it's have a shop and thing and my cousin grandmother and her father place, you know. Yeah, she dead, her grandmother dead now. See, at least I know the whole place, I know who live, know enough people live there now. I think them can't tell me about grand spend. They not no sense. See? They not no sense. And we can just tell them I know people are grand spend. Bobby. If me say Bobby, I'm a cousin father. So, you know, me call all them name. My big man, my rasta and them thing down, you know, in brother. Live up out there. So if them tell me about what them and their rasta man and them thing, them and the cool. See? So them can't tell me nothing about grand spend, Albion, poor man's can and Yalas, no button be nowhere white asses. Oh, there's nowhere. Nowhere go straight up, go where you want to go. You can't tell me nothing about none of them places. Nothing. Even pandemics. See? The man them too lie, man. See? The man them too lie. I'm lying. See? And this wrong. Me I report him, man. And the one in them times him I do this too much now. Everything him talk about my shit, you know. Yeah, but you look now, Philip's running out traffic. We have to dry him up. Because them like the man come and say something completely different from what them I say. And this is a goddamn disgrace. Eh? So hear this now, when them kill you, them just label you as a thief. And you are looking at things and people are following them. But the real criminal of them, you know what them talk about the coke ratty, the $12 billion coke. It does eh?
When you see a chief crime fighter retire. So all them cases never fall between the cracks now, you know. All them cases there.
Yes.
All them gone between the cracks.
And them are rate him up because him not lock up none of them. He makes sure protect them. You know, see them talk about him this and a patriotic for patriotic to them. To protect the oligarchs, not the country. Patrick Bailey not going away, no. Patrick Bailey, them and the one of them not going away in a ratty. See, who patriotic too? Not them.
Bye, brother.
See, Patrick Bailey, them not going away. Let's see, let me see this. Let me see this. Him not going nowhere, team, yeah? Let me send him back to you. But him, let me send him to you. Look here. See me, yeah? See him the ratty. Maria, you have him. You have Fix Bailey. Patriot. For what? Patriot. Them just write a word, you know. A patriot. A patriot. Patriot. Yeah. Even the Uptown businessman who was killed. All right, so him, you might keep general way, so them type the man and make them jump like frog. Sure. All right, so him, the businessman there, is like him the outsider now because nobody now talk for him, you know. You know, like them, they run out and talk for a businessman where they have a hotel and him have money and thing, but them say true, him one of the bird, them the tweety. Yeah, him said out the things, so them not talk. The Prime Minister, which see
I see a thing you saying gang buster. Which gang in buster?
Me no know which gang. I mean gang protector.
Because them not say them not hold on. Remember with them they put out something one time and said that the reason for them going to Haiti or planning to go to Haiti was to bust up gangs. Me never see female panelists for the yet.
No.
Eh?
No.
So which gang in boss up? You never know. Such a small island and we have more than 100 gangs in Jamaica.
Yes.
Such a small island. So wanna know which gang this man a boss up?
None. None.
Him set himself a target of ridding Jamaica of gangs. Did he accomplish that?
Which one of the gang them accomplish? Who him said all the gang them call them the gang, you know, real gang, you know. The court port him lock up anybody yet? Him touch any one of them yet? So you know say him well set, you know. Cause them say do a good job, you know, touch none way protect we. Who that heal him up? Check 5? Yeah, sheriff, them can't bust up a plate of food. Them can't bust up a plate of food. Right?
You hear this nonsense or not? He provides very good leadership, very good direction and guidance to the investigators on the ground. And even more importantly, he supports them. This is coming from Clarendon Thompson, the acting DPP.
She's still acting DPP, what she wait for? To be a DPP. That makes sense?
Hear this little nonsense and what you say again. Mr. Bill is terribly responsible. It became his goal, for want of a better word, to rid Jamaica of the gangs and, by extension, gang crimes. He set himself that target and he worked assiduously in doing so. So, although the crime portfolio is a large portfolio, he really did focus on gangs. And although many people will criticize and have different things to say, the reality is he has managed to penetrate the gangs by bringing down the leadership of the different organized groupings. What kind of foolishness is this?
She asked her for us. How much she tell me say? So what she tell me? So what we are seeing, so it's not real. Remember, she's not real, and then just put her as acting because she's an ex-puppet. You understand? But she doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make no sense. That's a crisis. And then I talk this thing, they tell this. This is what you do.
And one of the things that I don't mention is how many people got off of the big gang case there. With them, when they talk about the amount of people where Judge, the Chief Justice, they're going on.
Yes.
They talk about that.
I'm afraid of man.
You know, they don't mention that at all. But, you know, it is what it is, my brother.
Somebody, creative mind asks, when you ask about the say people and your program, say people relocating after election. No, you have a thing named mapping.
Yeah, man. I've been trying to come back. I'm on loan some program.
Yeah, I don't know if yeah, talk, yeah, man. Yeah, I think they're mapping where them know how much people have for them area and what have you, and them just send them, make you go register up this and vote up this, you know. Yes. To balance out something. I pay a criminal thing them, hey, I pay a criminal thing them inside the people them for doing, you know. Yes. And then them call you criminal after. No make no sense. No make no sense. See? So them go around and them do the wrong thing all the time, you know. Do some things when are good. None at all. See me outside? Yeah, man. Them get if we get more crackers and sardines to eat, Pala. Yes. See? Yeah, man. Yeah. So this with them, this long thing with them about this guy, I don't know what is. Nobody have the time to read through this. I don't know what is. And this don't make no sense. And look who them put up and look here. Look here. She will talk right, bust up every kill. And Ninja Man, she's in a prison innocently. Yeah.
Them say she's on a sabbatical now. I don't know what that means, if she's still employed or not, because the court say, no, you don't have no job. So the court say you don't have no job, and I understand you're on a sabbatical.
What do you mean by?
I have no idea. But I must say she take some time off. What kind
of time off she take?
She can't take no time off. The court said, no, you don't have no time off. You're finished. You're out.
And she still insists. She still insists like she want to go back there. He said it's not easy. Maria, you know, 65 not easy.
She has to do that because she's covering up for his administration. Because look at how many high profile cases are still sitting on the desk of the DPP and not being addressed. Grace McLean, Ruel Reed, Patrick Bailey, SSL, and you can just list them. You can just list them, and all they're doing is running out the clock. But if it was poor people's children, they parade them through the streets. But when it comes to Uptown, nobody cares, nobody gives a damn, because there's one law for the poor and one law for the rich. And no wonder Jamaica cannot be better, because just imagine living downtown or living in a poor community and see all these crimes happening in front of your face and nobody is getting held accountable. How do those people feel? And this is why we say people need to stop selling their votes and selling out their fellow man and putting in people in office who don't care about them, because the law should apply equally. Let's say equal justice under the law. It doesn't apply in Jamaica. It does not apply in Jamaica. And we see it time and time and time again. What is it going to take to change it so everybody can feel that their voices are heard and that they're cared for. They're being cared for. And that their rights are not being violated, because you cannot say arrest a person and go and violate the rights because the Firearms Act tells us, or the Road Traffic Act gives you the right to violate a person's right. Then you shouldn't be a police officer. She has to fight for that position, because, and then God forbid they say, okay, yes, you have a right to stay there. She'll be ineffective. So what is she staying there for? What is she staying there for? What purpose will she serve in that position? None whatsoever. None whatsoever, because she has lost respect. She doesn't have the one on which to stand. Why is she still trying to hang on? It's a shame, man. It's a mighty, mighty shame.
Hey, remember just take time out. Today, I'm your old man out strong, you know, so I have to salute him and say, yeah, daddy gone, you know, even though it's strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, say, man. Monday. Yeah, man. See? Yeah, man. Them man, you know. Yesterday, Ratty, when you go on with the thing, this is me yesterday, but tell me what I did. I play 2 tunes for Presley. Can I have a Presley over here too, you know, Ratty?
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, man, I have a Presley over here, man. Them man, they are good. Yeah, man, them good, man. So I'm 11th anniversary, but around 35, 36 years together, him and him wife, but they married 11 years. So I might celebrate 11th anniversary. So me and my man did it go, you know. So I play something seem there. Seem just when I the photo, 24th with me. Yeah, you saying? Yes.
You see, man.
Yeah, man. Send us 2 of them, man.
When you say you're playing 2 tunes for Presley, you know, my man went on the Dear Leader.
Okay.
The president and the Dear Leader.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
My president get me no problem, man. My president call me fearless leader, and some people get on them skin, you know. But you know, I have to clear it up and say, listen, I am the fearless leader for the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation. I'm not the fearless leader for any other organization. So everybody just take a deep breath, calm down. Not take over anything, But I just want to read you something, you know, tell you how bad this is a professional, you know. This is a professional who wrote to me since we left on the program. Yes. And the person said, Mr. Rattigan, good evening, sir. I want to know if you have any associates in the Cayman Island. Reason being, I want to leave Jamaica because I can't get a job here. It's been a while now. I'm out of the workforce. And besides, I need a break from my country. It's getting too toxic. I was working there a couple years ago and would like to go back. I need a work permit to work in the country. I'm so frustrated not working. It's very difficult at the moment. Then we have another, listen, I get the messages. Then another one said, based on our lived police experiences, I'm not calling a name, I will say them things. Based on our lived police experiences, community policing will not work in Jamaica because ghetto people don't give police information. We are no informers. Furthermore, if you tell police anything, next day them finger you and you're a dead man walking in your community. get the people to talk to Beast Boy, period.
No, but yeah, this story. But you see, but hold on, so I ask suppose. So me sit down to apply eager me can't tell them what I want. And when I tell them, remember me not do that.
Because they will talk to you. No, but what is where this supporter says that they will talk to you, but they never talk to the police. They will talk to you, they will talk to me. No, because I tell you what, me I get some documents, you know. Next week Saturday, I put up a document. I will shock everybody. Me have a document, you know, where I show say the government no kind of significant security apparatus in Jamaica. Despite what you hear them I said, because they have a document will show, so then get one and then dilly-dally, sit down on it, and the only reason them do it is because they know say they won't get catch out of certain things and they don't want this thing here. I'm not gonna show the document next week. So people will give me the document, they will give you the document, Maria, they will talk to us, but they will not talk to the authorities. They won't. They won't.
But wait, what again? As you bring up that thing, I remember earlier this week, opposition leaders said extended an olive branch to the government to say, no, I'm willing to work with you on the issue of crime and violence. And the Prime Minister was dismissive. He was dismissive and talk about, you know, he wants, I'm paraphrasing now, serious contributions and not political posturing. And when he said political posturing, I remember I called with him like, you mean political posturing like when he was in opposition? And all the things that he said about crime.
Some of them and then you continue. Because you just so you have finished that, but maybe just clear up. This is the same Prime Minister said that right now. You see him get too much PR. And we are telling him to stop it. So I'm going to play this here, Maria. Because him said, so we are going to play this.
But Maria, remember I said, they did have, in 2020, you know, everybody came together and they have something named consensus monitoring on crime. So I don't know when I talk about say people are serious about this and that. You know who never serious? The Minister of National Security. Because him don't show up at the meetings them. Him don't show up at the meetings them. So, sure.
So remember play this. No, what I know, him say, that when God say, but here when say so ratty. Hear this and Maria. Hear this. See one here? See one here?
Opposition leader used his tour to launch an assault on the government's fight against crime. Mr. Holness and opposition MP Desmond McKenzie were in the community today. Andre Jebinson reports.
The man in charge of the security portfolio, Peter Bunting, had a tour on Sunday, and Mr. Bunting, who receives the crime figures daily, insists there is no increase in major crimes. But opposition leader Andrew Holness has his own view on Friday night's shooting in Seaview Gardens.
It is an example of the growing level of criminal activity within Jamaica. Crime is once again rearing its ugly head, and it is really a cause for great concern.
Mr. Holness said the mothers feel let down by the government.
The government has a role to play in this. The government has a duty to secure and provide security for the people of this country. And I think in talking to that mother, it was clear to me that she felt that the government had abdicated its role in providing security.
Mr. Holness said the opposition will be holding the government accountable for its role in controlling crime.
We had managed to bring down the murder rate 3 or 4 years ago. Now it is climbing. We are concerned. We are very worried. And our visit here today is to give the people of Seaview Gardens, but Jamaica in general, the assurance that the opposition is speaking out firmly against crime.
Not only that, Mr. Holness wants the entire country to send a message.
All well-thinking Jamaicans should raise their voice in concert against the high levels of crime and against the government in not doing enough in controlling crime.
So a man that down there, and this is what I'm saying. Not 8 people that one time had the motor, quadruple and triple murders, right? And in tell you to raise a voice in unity against the government. And no man say you for all opposition accountable. He was opposition then, right? And nobody, remember play something else. I know I'm going that alone. This is when Lance him attack. Look on this right here. The government, please.
Does not care about your health. I hear the spirit of a little baby crying, saying, why did the people keep the Labour Party government in? If the Labour Party government was in, I would still be alive. I hear the spirit of the 18 babies that have died because of the incompetent.
So now, a baby, baby when I talk, but the baby I cry and I talk to him, he made the spirit. We never hear it, never them care, this baby spirit. And the spirit that say to keep them in. Because baby said, she or him that still be alive today. So I must say now, you have to hold the opposition accountable because them failed with crime. And I think so, it makes any sense to it.
No, but 1 second away. But 1 second. In Clarendon, where you only can fly over, is the child, the 7-year-old child that was fatally injured. Did that child cry out to him? You see the nonsense at this prime. He did this in opposition, and now he is in government. He doesn't want the same standard. He doesn't want to be held to the same standard. So how can he accuse the opposition leader of posturing when he was the one who was posturing all along? So basically, he's saying, "What I said then, don't hold me up to account for that. Don't hold me responsible for that. I was just posturing." That's what he's saying. So no wonder he is not taking crime serious. Go on, Ratty.
No, you're absolutely correct. They just killed an infant. Was it 7-year-old or whatever down in Clarendon? And I didn't hear him come out and say the spirit of that child is crying to him, beckoning him to do something about the crime situation. And I'll expand on that point. I mean, we have to keep saying it. I know it sounds like a broken record, but sometimes you have to just keep saying it, keep reinforcing the message. When this government took over in 2016, the murder rate was 1,208. It hasn't gone anywhere near 1,208 since. Has he heard from any of those deceased people from 2016 till now? Have their spirits called out to him?
And stop crying. Them a holler now.
They want to cry when it's another government, but they don't cry when it's...
They cry with him and them just silent and them all right with it. No. I remember him beat the government, him go down a sea view, and that time the man went to Peter Bunting, look how low him have crime, 1,005. And him said the man not do good nothing at all. And see the way him come say, no more blame the opposition, so the people them for blame the opposition too. Because them have a role to play. It is the right.
He wants to blame the opposition because the opposition has said no to SOEs. And SOEs under the Constitution are unconstitutional when used to fight crime. SOEs cannot be used for fighting crime. SOEs are for 4 specific purposes only: war, natural disaster, insurrection, and what is the other one, Ratigan? But it's just 3. It's 3, yeah. Insurrection, war, insurrection, and natural disaster. Where is the natural disaster? The insurrection, where is the war? So it cannot. The opposition it was right to come out and in defense of people, and you cannot oppose SOEs on the people, and a lot of people have become millionaires because of it. It is sad that his taxpayers paying it, but because he imposed unconstitutional SOEs on them, they were forced to sue the government. So he cannot say the opposition is posturing. They're not posturing. You were the one who are posturing. You say, man, you alone can do it, and you will make them sleep with their windows and their door open. So do your thing. Let them sleep with their windows and their door open and manage the crime yourself. Because truth is, he's not serious about crime. When you look at who his national security minister is, you know that he's not serious about crime.
Look on this. Look on this. Remember this? What am I doing with this?
Yeah.
What them do with this? Can't be a cook coming to our place and everything. You know, with the money, what they
When you do that too, you know, you can put up the boat too, you know. You can put up the boat. Yeah, put up the boat.
But when them go buy this, what them buy it for? How this? A lamp pile this? Yeah, I'm a lamp pile. Lamp pile and ambulance door.
General lamp pile?
Ambulance, man. No, gun mouth. But lamp pile and I'm gun mouth, man. You know, leggings. No gun mouth, that's right. Lamp pile, yeah, man, lamp pile.
The plane never fly more than maybe about 6 times, broke down. And then nobody fix it.
No, but you buy a plane like that, no way to live. Them kind of plane, the way that do with it, where you buy it?
But it's not, but you know something, the government said they're spending most money on law enforcement. And it's the same government. You remember when, it was it last year or year before, when they had this conference, police conference, and they were displaying some of the weapons that they had, and one of them is I think a bullet that shoots 50 millimeter that you use buildings and that sort of thing, so it doesn't apply to the Jamaican law enforcement problem. So why waste money on that? It doesn't apply. And then they have these barracks that they built, and they have all these helicopters, and you're thinking to yourself, but why not use them for medevac since you have them? So they do spend the most money, but they get the least results, because look at what is happening on the ground. You have police stations that don't have look at what they have to transport injured persons, the back of a pickup truck. Where are the ambulances? Every police station is supposed to have, when you call 119, you're supposed to get police, fire, and it's emergency, so you're supposed to get police and fire. It's not a fire, it's not an emergency where you need the fire department, but you need ambulance. The police, there should be an ambulance attached to the police department that they can be dispatched at the same time for any situation. They do not have that. Yet they have so many killings going on, and all they do, whether the person is deceased or just injured, everybody's thrown in the back of a pickup truck, and nobody sees that something is radically wrong with that. And yet every day you get up and beat your chest, standing 10 toes down. Oh, we spend most money on law enforcement. Show us the results. That's all we're asking. Show us the results, because it's not visible. So wherever it's hiding, we feel it. Another thing I have to ask you, Ratigan, why are police in Jamaica not wearing body cameras?
Because it have a show the atrocities.
But did they pass a law that they should be wearing body cameras? Did they purchase body cameras for the police?
They received how many? But they received an initial gift from the US, and they were supposed to procure enough for the rest of the force. And we don't know where that money is. We don't know how many body cams were procured. But the one thing we do know is that not everybody have one, and they're not being turned on. They're supposed to turn on from the time you start your duty until the end. And look how many killings we've seen, and we don't see anything coming from the body cams. You tell me, say, what is it such a coincidence that all of the murders, or all of the extrajudicial killings, or all of the police killings that happened in the last 12 months or so, we don't see a body cam? We don't see videos coming from a body cam? How is that possible? So
there is no investigation as to why police aren't wearing body cameras, or if they're wearing them, why they're not turning them on. It's accident that you don't have to turn it using it. It is rather unfortunate. Rather in Jamaican crime society, body cameras are an essential part of it.
Maria, repeat because your phone.
I was saying in a high crime society like Jamaica, body cameras are an essential part of their work.
Or the phone I break up. It go out and come in. You want to log out? Yeah. Yeah, 2019, 2020, the man that said the body camera. You know what, eh?
What was that?
Yeah, man, let me say it, man. You understand? Let me tell them about the camera. Let me say.
Yeah, but
yeah, the crowd did say, you know, and then, you know, we not all, you know. Saying, and then he did say other things. Even the Prime Minister did talk about he might be in prison in 2022. You forgot? See that?
Nothing.
But see them now did nothing. He did say my belief. And now we not know him said the other day, said the opposition it might have caused a roar if them have it, them have it from mind. But him same gear had forbid it in 2022. So all the private promise if you have people like us now for hold him to this kind of thing where you think that it's dangerous for that. You see it?
No. Here's the thing. Back in 2023, last year, right? My favorite minister made an announcement about Japan giving Jamaica 33 pickup trucks and 5 new ambulances.
Yeah.
What the ambulances in there?
I know we're not saying. And that's for the police, right?
And then get 6 boats.
Yes.
3 to the police, 3 to the thing. What them there?
We don't know. We don't know. And people, this is 2022. I'm going to put up this strategy. See 2022, yeah? See that?
The plans and the cost. I have given instructions that the high security facility with a communications dead spot be built. We will have a prison with a communication dead spot that we can put our high valued criminals in terms, they're not high value, they're no value. But our high risk criminals, we can put them in facilities where they cannot influence crime and murders.
Last week, the Prime Minister declared several states of emergency.
So, people in the year, remember this, when it's the time in November 2022, it gave, we're supposed to have a prison bill. A brand new prison with dead spot. And you should not tell us no prisoner call the murder upon the people in Clarendon. You hold them to account. Yes, what?
If the idea is, well, first of all, remember I'm saying now the crime, the murders that were committed at Clarendon, you know, that I think of him or somebody in the government said it was influenced by people who are behind bars, right? So that being the case, I don't understand how in 2022 must say, well, then they want to get a prison where them can have dead spots and them can prevent people from behind bars to influence criminal activity outside. But that is exactly what took place, based on what they're saying. That is exactly what took place in a Clarendon. They said that the murders were committed based on people instructions given by people from behind bars. Second thing is, there is technology out there right now, and it's not new technology that you can create a dead spot wherever you want to create a dead spot, so that no calls can come in, no calls can go out, or you can even set it up so that you allow calls to go in so you can listen to what's going on. Now, I have a police brethren. Well, I won't give his rank, but he explained to me that on several occasions he mentioned it, you know, to his superiors about this type of technology, and we can use it in other prisons to prevent calls from going in, going out, and also we can record telephone conversations to figure out what's going on. And it either has been wrongly rejected or largely ignored. Them things that happen to him. So him said they're not serious. They're not saying, hey, I mustn't forget. We must never forget. We must never forget that the UK said to Jamaica, we're going to build a prison, we don't want to build a prison. And we said no. Instead of negotiating how much money and what kind of facilities we will bring, them just said no, we don't want it. Because part of the deal was that Jamaica would take back Jamaicans incarcerated in England. But there are ways you could have used that money. There are ways you could have used that money to develop a penal system that would that would satisfy the demands of the Jamaican government in terms of crime fighting or rehabilitation or incarceration. There are ways they could have used that money and take care of the problem, but instead them just say, well, no, they don't want it. And now they must struggle. Because I just saw something recently where and I think it was back in 2021, if I'm not mistaken, that they said that they were going to build a new prison. And they were breaking ground to build a new prison. And up to now, we haven't seen a new prison built.
And this is 2022. So you went in 2022, we could play it back again. Yeah.
Analyze the plans and the cost. Analyze the plans and the cost.
Stop it right there, stop it right there.
I have.
You have to analyze the plans and the cost, right? Now, you received an offer back in 2016, right? To build a new prison. You could have taken that money and built several prisons, several smaller prisons, or build a supermax prison, right? But you didn't. So the question then is, as a leader, as a government, you turn down that. For whatever reason, what is your plan now that you turn that down? We were talking at 2022, right? So it's something we should have talked about in 2016 when you turn it down. You should have said, well, we turned down this one from the UK for whatever reason. And good or bad reason, you turn it down. What he should have said at that point is, okay, we're not taking that money from the UK for building a prison. We're going to build our own prison. So we're going to come up with the same thing himself now. This same speech I'm going to make right here should have been made back in 2016 and then rejected the offer from the UK to build the prison and provide the funding. So deal it in a dollar short, as we would say. And up to now, we still haven't seen a new prison built. All we hear is just talk.
Come to know, say, he want to build a prison, but it's a politics, it's a cause some problem with the opposition because you know them are push back. But him saying, give the order, listen again. Some of the cause.
But here's the thing,
but no, I'm not talking something different.
But here's the thing.
Yes.
If you have to build a prison, forget about opposition. Forget, you talk about the people of Jamaica, the safety and the security. Forget about the opposition, I say. Don't even listen to what opposition I say. Just go ahead and do what you think is right in terms of locking away these criminals. That's all you have to do. But then start about politics.
But then one other thing, the opposition never said nothing. I him after for the opposition too. I said, well, you know, if we do this, the opposition. But this is when 2022, so him give the direction already, give the directive.
Given instructions that the high security facility with a communications dead spot be built. We will have a prison with a communication dead spot that we can put our high valued criminals in terms, they are not high value, they are no value. But our high risk criminals, we can put them in facilities where they cannot influence crime and murders.
Last week.
So him think that November 2022. Him say him get the directive. Him tell them to do it. So him never him talk to the opposition. Him say him tell them to do this. It not build enough. Remember him tell them to build market and everything too, you know. Remember I build STEM school. Them start no. Remember I build a city down in a Clarendon too, you know. Me I wonder if that started right. The city.
No. You forget him don't build $1 billion market out of it. Water race, I think him don't build it.
And then he might build the market too. Then he might build town centers in every town, in every parish. Town centers. No, you have to wonder if you make him head. You have built town centers in every parish. This is more than joke now.
Yo.
Yes.
You want to make him in?
Yeah.
Now wonder. Now wonder. There's no need for wonder, brother. Something is wrong, man. Something is wrong.
Yes.
You know, something wrong. All right. Where you say what you said, what you did was you read something. You read something, and you played a video, right? And that video was 2022.
Yes.
2022.
November 2022.
And he said you have provided instructions for them to build a state-of-the-art prison with a communications dead spot.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to read you something now. But before I read it to you, I'm going to give you the date. June 8th, 2020. 2 years. It's at July. It's almost 2.5 years before. Almost 2.5, because this is June, and that speech when we see that's November, I think, right? It's November 2022, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to read you something what happened 2.5 years before. Listen to this. Nearly 5 years after Britain's Cameron administration offered to part finance a new penal facility in Jamaica, the Holness government has announced that it will fund the construction of a state-of-the-art prison out of pocket. This is 2020 now, anywhere. June 2020. The declaration was made on Saturday by National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chan during a tour of 4 police lockups in Area 4 alongside Commissioner of Police Anthony Anderson and Minister without Portfolio Matthew Samuda. Chan said that the project will be funded by the Jamaican government in order to maintain the island's cultural imperative, adding that the government considered security its primary responsibility. 5 years before, they turned it down. After them turn it down, 5 years later, them say we're gonna build it. 2 years later, them say we're gonna build it. This year, them say we're gonna build it.
We don't want the opposition say not, but we are ability to know too.
Right?
Yes.
Them say, we have some very valued partners in the national area, but unless we do work with the foundation, with our resources in our manner and in our culture. When you say our man and our culture, we don't understand. You just build a prison. We don't understand that. You have a cultural norm to build in prison. You just build prison and lock up prisoner, lock up criminal. We will not succeed in the long term. There was a proposal at one point for a prison from an international partner that we did not accept. We are looking at doing this with Jamaica financing and Jamaican personnel.
That makes sense. Jamaica financing, you get a free prison and you reject it. And you say you do it with Jamaican financing and Jamaica personnel. It makes no sense.
Where are the plans to build? Where are the plans for community centers, training centers? That's the plan they need to have as well.
You're right.
Him said, while noting that the development of the proposed prison was still in its embryonic stages, Chang declined to divulge a working estimate for the build-out of the facility.
But by the way, the police station, I mean the dam where them build, yes, it fixed it. The one in St. Catherine. Then it's a 70 million. No, Mr. Demasa told you that the police station not fixed. It flooded again the other day. The money have money for rampant, man. I mash up the country, man. Mash up the country, wicked. And you know what?
It's taxpayers' money, Wayne. They don't care to manage taxpayers. It's scarce resources. It's limited resources. They don't care to manage it properly to the benefit of the people. They scrape and they're getting big salaries. We don't see what they're getting paid for. Andrew Holness said, you get what you pay for. So that's why they deserve the salaries. And with that came a job letter. And the job letter was about, performance. With a performance report, you get the money, you get your salary. Can we say a performance report for the $1.5 billion we get? That's what we need to see. And Jamaicans need to wake up and realize that they need to stop selling their votes. because they have sold themselves down the tubes with this government.
True. It's bad. That's what it
is. You know, we said, I don't know if it resonates with the people, you know, but we said 5 years before 2020, that what, 2017? No, 18, 19,
4 years before.
no,
15.
15.
Yeah, because them did reject it, not 2015. And 2016.
Yeah, no, they never rejected it in 2015. 2015, it was the PNP government that was discussing it. But when though Portia wanted to tie reparation and some other things with it, right?
Yes.
And so it was still on the table. It wasn't rejected. And
Yes.
then when this government took over, they rejected it, right?
Yes.
And then so it was 2016 they rejected it. And then in 2020, them say we are gonna build our own, right?
With our own money.
With our own using our own culture and our own people. We don't know what that means. We understand the part of using our own people, but we're using our own culture. And I know so there's a cultural style or something like that associated with building prison. I think it's a plan and you deal with some security people and just build a prison. So them turn it down, and 4 years later, them say them gonna build them own prison. Then you play a speech now, but 2 years later, them say, you have given instructions, we're going to build a prison. And then Mrs. something like that, so them say, this year, them say, yeah, we are going to build a prison. So, I mean, me don't understand.
You can't follow them on, man. You know, stop here. Up here. Dangerous. That's up here. And you see, what them have fret about, you know, them have fret about, is because them did have him as this star where him draw the whole thing. Right now, I draw on the whole party, can mash up the whole country. Nobody go prison. So them Anna Bailey, Finna said nobody go to prison. Not even real agree, them a let him go. Them Anna him because him not saying none of them are prison, not do it, him do what them want him to do. So them say, yeah, him patriotic. You know, saying we not charge Big Mama. You know, him not charge nobody. Can remember you put up when it's Subaru, we have to get charged to, you know. A public district that. Not too rapid.
Indeed.
Hold on, stick us in there, Wayne. Any update on the fire at Gordon House?
Not that.
No.
And I think that again.
Yeah. Well, I know. So we have 2016 rejection. We have 2020 proposal for bill. We have 2022 proposal for bill. Now here one and now for 2024. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chan says the government is giving priority to building 2 new prisons to house inmates from the rundown Tower Street GB, that is, and St. Catherine Adult Correctional Facility. No, it must say mobility, no. They're giving it priority. You know, say when. So from 2016, them reject it. 16 till now, 8 years. And I know we can't say a prison. So people, all we're doing, we're just providing facts to you so that you can decide, you can make up your mind whether or not this government is really serious about managing, dealing with the crime issue. And I agree with Chairman James last night when he said that it's not about fighting crime, it's managing crime.
Yes.
It's really about managing crime. And in Jamaica, you know, we're far from it. In fact, a crime manage Jamaica. Crime is the other way around in Jamaica. Crime manage Jamaica. And it's sad. Sad. But we can't get no prison. And there it is. And like I said, we don't need, there is technology right now that you can go at GP and you can put a blind spot. You can put the technology in that would prevent cars from going out and cars coming in. Very simple technology. Years ago, it was high tech. Now it's readily available. I remember I got to a meeting one time and they were saying, them say you have to leave your phone outside, right, for the meeting. And it was a large group of people. And we'll go inside there, and for the speech start, man go up on the stage and say, there's a telephone in the room, and it's in that row, at the 3rd row, and it's right there, somewhere in the middle. And there's somebody sitting there with a telephone in the middle, and you have to leave and go. That technology is old, people. Them can't tell where the phone is. Them can stop the phone calls from coming in. Them can stop the phone calls from going out. So that is nothing. And believe me, that technology is relatively cheap right now to install. Relatively cheap. It's old technology. And here comes the Jamaican government now with a chopper mentality, giving you the impression that it's going to cost millions and millions and billions and billions to put this in. And it's just it's a couple $1,000 to put something like this in. Tower Street is a small facility. It's not going to cost them $100,000. Anywhere near that to put this thing in. And here it is now that they must sell people because a lot of people don't understand and they must sell. We have bill of goods now. I say, well, we're going to do this. And so when they spend the money, people will say, yeah, it's fine. But you know what happened? There are companies out there that you can actually get them to bid on this project and make it a public thing, no private thing. People, so the taxpayers can see where the money will go. And these people will come in and just put that system in. If they need help, they can give me a call. And I will help them through the process of weeding out who can do what. But the technology is readily available and very affordable. So they make them fooling the people that telling them about this prison thing. Because you know what, you hear, one thing with them don't say it though. They don't give you any idea how much it might cost. Them don't give you any idea. But you know what? It don't make a difference. Because look at Cornwall Regional Hospital. Them tell you how much it will cost and you see where it's gone right now. You see where it's gone right now. And that's because our people will just take things from the government. We take things. And that's why the government feel like them can do whatever them want to do. Because them say, them do it, and we just accept it. And the people who mechanize, they mechanize 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and then they just fizzle out. And that's it. So I don't know where I guess the only thing we can do is just keep reinforcing the message and make people become educated voters. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, you cannot manage crime without investments, major investments, education and social programs, because that is where the problem is: poverty and crime. Poverty and the lack of proper education and poverty feeds crime. And if they don't address that, then you're going to have this. It's just a cycle. It is just a cycle. They have to make serious investments in education and in poverty alleviation programs. It cannot continue just crime. No. Where does it come from? What feeds it? What fuels it? You look at schools and look at the problems with young people being so violent and angry. Where are the guidance counselors? Where are the psychologists? Where are the social workers? These are problems that need to be addressed as part of an overall structure and plan for addressing crime. It doesn't happen in a vacuum. Crime does not happen in a vacuum. And because it doesn't happen that way, they must have a plan, step-by-step plan to deal with it, to reach them before they become criminals. You're still going to have some people who are just destined and just determined to be criminals. You have those. But some of them, it happens because of the environment that they're in, the circumstances of their lives, and they see no other way out. So they're attracted to the gangs and all of that. Both girls and boys attracted to gangs. How do you reach them to prevent them from getting to that place? You have to reach them from they're young. And if they're not investing, school opens in a few weeks. If they're not investing in education, then it's a waste of time. All the money they're spending on law enforcement is a waste of time.
So eyes on the file, I say, in the meantime, they need to give law-abiding citizen gun training and lives to protect themselves. That not happening in Jamaica, sir. You know that, brother? They better take everything. If you ever nail them lock you up feet and touch them, leave it to the elements of the criminal.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Listen. Remember what the policeman said? If you keep pointing your finger at me, I'm going to arrest you.
Yeah, your finger. No wonder bad.
You can just imagine them catch you with a nail, like you say. If I nail you in prison, a cow prison, you're gone, and them catch you with a nail. I don't want to lock him if you keep pointing at him.
You can't move your finger. You know, it got slavery mentality to that though. Can you imagine me there at Sorati and me there me yard, right? And me can't tell the police has seen me and stop me. And sometimes, you know, they have a bridge down there so where them did us, but them over. Them look on the people, them speed. Remember, take the pan, the whole thing, your speed go through, stop me to snap you and they have to pay, you know. And I get these things, them not stop it, them not stop it. So much as to say, your vehicle, you know, them get a car to the vehicle and it have gun and all them kind of foolish. You see, I want to live some man. Eh? You know, nobody not stop it for these foolish.
You were policeman with a hustle, though. You were policeman with a hustle. And in there, I've been put on street and them stop a man for speeding. And then go over the man that disputed. The man said, no, me never speed, and say, man speed. And the man said, no, the radar gun say that speed. And the man said, let me see the radar gun. Let me see, because something wrong with that gun there. And the man behind the man don't want to show the brother. And the brother come out and some bad people. You know, when man in there, man, he might want a hair dryer. A hair dryer. Him come out to no serious thing, I really tell you, a hair dryer, I'm having a man, come on, him not depend duty now, and they have them, they go, when someone have to make a money, you know, they go to make a money. You want to go to the car and want to get that money from the brother. Brother said, but never speed, man. Man said, yeah, man, you speed, man. The radar detector say you speed, man. Man, let me see your radar detector. You know what? Them come out of the car and look at, man, have
the man, you see that way the police are called the examiner. Examiner make the most money out of them. Him not have to get paid enough, him pay a little bit of money, you know. Well, no. Cost some them make money too, you know. Cost some them rich too, you know. Because if you know them, you're good. If you don't know them, then you get pressure. So it's good when you know custom. Can you get somebody, then you get the trailer thing clear and everything, and you just peel them so them rich. They examine them, then they say, no, you know, if you can't do nothing, a man does say, you peel, and then the police have them too, you know, so you have to pay them, you know, have to take a piece of food from him. So them call them own examiner. It's not supposed to happen. It's not supposed to happen. That you have an examiner number, you call them and say, hey, I carry a car down there now, you know, so I feel him. I'm going away, yeah, man, feel him too, you know. Now come here, I feel him, you know, same say this and that one fix, you know. I've got to chat to you too, you know. Take a food and give me a piece of food, come here, just fire them up. Take a piece of food after I'm right, the thing. Yeah, just feel it. Give him a piece of food. Can the examiner, you just do your car and nothing depend it, but him saying feel you. Hey, the brakes want fixing and say, yeah, right, I'm going to pass back still because pass say, you want, no. Give me a 20, you know. And I'm chopping down the police at 10 out of time about 10. See? You want a license, chop it, right? Give me a 80 grand, man, and you get one, man. You talk about, man. Set you up, man. You know, can't read that right. A good man, come, man. Let's go on this thing. And you have to do just join the line them and deal with it. So they make money. So Jamaica is a pirate place. It is. And I like how over them place, I know you examine, we have the examiner. And you go there, remember you gotta do the thing online, you know. Front of you there for your computer and your pass, but you can't use, you have to use this depot. Use any depot in the place. Okay, you know I use them when I call sometimes they just tell about you never look over your shoulder properly and things. Use any depot. And you have to listen to what them say. A matter of fact, Eyes on the File was one of them man.
Wayne, look in the chat. Look in the chat. Catherine Daly. My brethren got stopped by a police, and when the police did the New York license, he bust out a laugh and said, "Woo-wee, US dollars today."
well, yeah, man. Because that's how them hustle. Them friend of mine go tell me say in my company highway there, so you know, police put a signal in a ratty. I run him down, you know. He now go fast and up, same time him pull over. The man come, well, Mr. McGregor, well, me see you know, so I have to pull you over. A business them go pan, you know. Someone said, no, but this you put me over for. It's why you can't put me over for these things, man. The man said, so I can't believe the uncle saw me, I'm one of your biggest fan. And look how you behave. The man put on him siren and pull over the man. He took a prison for these things. And they have to the man a behave bad and can't believe because he respect the man alone, the man a behave so. The man said, no, you can't do this. You late me up, me now break something and me think you pull me over. No, because me money the biggest for me, I expect you to attack, so. Foolishness. they say, if you just go about in business, because the man, him did one bag of thing because you feed their police, you put on a siren, and you do this to people. By the way, I get a call from there, so I couldn't hear the call. Very important. Do you answer, sir?
Yes, man.
Give me the rundown for the lights in our centricity.
Yeah, man, it's an allergy that JPS has sabotaged the people them down at St. Elizabeth. Come here, people them look at demonstration the other day. And it's an allergy that JPS send them a check to them and ask get them not send it current.
Who's man, no, let's talk to me. You don't have to use alleged, man. If you talk to me about your people, we don't be about JPS. So just tell me whatever your people them tell you. Yes.
You know, black over here, man. So them now give them the current till and them last and because they demonstrate, you know, the right, we demonstrate.
Which part of the era? Which part of the era that? Which part of the era down there?
Senior there.
Oh, don't have vineyard, all right. I know you have vineyard, man. Yes.
I'm part of them place.
Okay, so they might get lost because they demonstrate. So they might tell them that. If they might tell your family member, man, you have to the JPS.
Yeah,
you don't have them not pay, you pay them, you know. Let me tell you this. You know about the people, you pay people for your service and then you're like, you're afraid of them. I want to make them go and still in a bit of party. You have to talk up to them, man, afraid to talk, brother. That's if you talk up, so they must have a talk to make them know. Then we can go.
I know nobody now, nothing ready, nothing for them situation ready over a month, over 6 weeks, or nothing down the beer that is send bill.
Then that's why you talk up, nobody that's alleged because it happened down there. Yeah, same family have stuff for your talk. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, it's still a send bill regime, so I don't know what going on there because nobody represent them.
So we that we are talking, so we are, you know. The R&R in this writer, so you know. The great R&R where people teeth are drop out. When them two run them place there. Yeah? Me and knock out and I think that people are tremble like a leaf. Yeah? Yeah, man. All right. Just go and keep me up to date, man. Yeah? All right, bless. Yeah, man. You see, man, I can't even talk to them, but I couldn't pick them like if them say when I put last one, I pay them. Yeah, you know, for them place I call the ombudsman and them have to deal with that. Long time. Yeah. They have to deal with it, you can't put people on yourself. See? So them now, but Andrew, move the ombudsman from down in Jamaica. I want to put it somewhere, put them somewhere else. And the PMI and all kind of things. Andrew, but I don't know, you know. I don't know about you are going bad, brother. You are going bad. I want to hold it to account. That's it. But every time I can the people them just ready, you know, so I could just wrap up kind of my time for you guys to talk. Yes.
Yeah, no, but we have some things I have to do, brother. The brethren call me and I tell them, say, give me a few more minutes because there are some time sensitive things I have to do tonight. But I call them to say if I'm going to do it now, you know.
Yes.
But no, man, we're good like gold, man. We're good like gold.
All right, that's to be the full people. That's to be the full tonight and saying good like gold. I'm here, I'm like that. So we are doing more time tonight. You know, so we have to talk, we have to look apart, you know, Maria, all right. So, you know, I say good about that.
All right, now come.
All right. Blessings.
Dear
leader, have a great week. Fearless leader. Fearless leader.
Good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon, worldwide. Yeah, man, this is Stoner.
I want to them clown them. Come and go and like say them walk up, instigate certain things down here. How would them think them a try to steer? Note some. I want to them fool them. Them a try to draw we out. Tell them. Anytime me rise up is something, yeah. Me bust it up and make it smooth like a muffler. Boy come and tell me them a talk when man a gorilla. Anytime.
Man, this is Stoner.
A pass no say nothing, yeah. Fool. Do not make me rise up is something, yeah. Me bust it up and make it smoke like a muffler. Boy, come and tell me them a talk when man.
Good morning.
Anytime the
good evening.
A pass no say nothing, yeah. I want know from when them a cover that we see pan them. Them full of
good evening.
And man walk, but never ever see.
Yeah, man, this is Stoner.
Which ends them a lock with the little
worldwide.
Never share with the one of them friends. Soon as big boys start them catch weak heart and a man like Sharon and Gwen. Rise up the ocean and the Chinese them.
Good morning.
I'm like these fan them. Papa boy intimidate and violate, we annihilate and eliminate them. Boom, this dark water end. No, I got stay like ink from pen. You know let me rise up the bigger never seen thing. Never start put it up again and then
oh, you what you say? I told her that.
Much respect. Yeah, much respect. Yeah.
Later, time. We all, that's all.